This is 98.9 DYUP Sugbo, the official campus radio of the University of the Philippines, Cebu. DYUP Sugbo operates 4 hours daily and is streamed online on DYUP Sugbo, our official Facebook page, and on DYUP Sugbo UP Cebu's YouTube. Our radio booth is located in the radio room of the College of Communication, Arts and Design's undergraduate building at the University of the Philippines, Cebu, Gorordo Avenue, Lahog, Cebu City. DYUP Sugbo is operated and maintained under the management of Mila Marie Legahit, DYUP's station manager, along with Bianca Marie Cabrera, assistant station manager. DYUP Sugbo is technically managed by DYUP's Technical Committee under the supervision of Taina Rubinos, the technical head. DYUP Sugbo's programs are produced and curated by the Programming Committee under the supervision of Daisy Rosos, the programming head. DYUP Sugbo's official Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter accounts are run by the Publicity Committee under Gillian Marie Dayan, DYUP's publicity head. DYUP Sugbo's records and documents are managed by Julia Marie Kilantang, DYUP's secretary. DYUP Sugbo's Executive Committee, Technical Committee, Programming Committee, and Publicity Committee are under the supervision of Sir Maurice Chiti Villa Esther, DYUP's advisor. DYUP Sugbo 98.9 Kauban Nimo is now signing on.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telos ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulak, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawag mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang ituwin at araw niya kailan ang ay di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Yupi naming mahal.
go, there's no stopping now. Can you hear the beat blasted out? Tune in here for a great surprise. Ride the airwaves and come realize.
There's a lot to learn and much to see. Come be updated here in UPC. Turn your radio on, you'll find your way. DYUP's here to save the day.
DYUP, kaubani mo, you will never be alone. Bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kaubani mo, DYUP, kaubani mo, you will never be alone. Bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kaubani mo.
The world's heavy, don't give up. Raise your voice, fight and do not stop. Yes, we hear you, you are not alone. Radio's not dead, yes, we are on.
DYUP kauban nimo, bisan asa man kamo adto.
Music o balita nga bago adi kini para sa imo.
Maskin ikaw lang usa, daghan ug bisag asa.
DYUP kabiyaan andam kang pagsilbihan.
There's a lot to learn and much to see. Come be updated here in UPC. Turn your radio on, you'll find your way. DYUP's here to save the day.
DYUP, kaubani mo, you will never be alone. Bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kaubani mo, DYUP, kaubani mo, you will never be alone. Bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kaubani mo. Kaubani mo, kaubani mo, kaubani mo, DYUP, kaubani mo.
Live on air from the University of the Philippines Cebu radio booth in service of the people. This is 98.9 DYUP Sugbo, kaubani mo.
Maayong Adlaw UP Cebu. I am Omi Igot and you're listening to Sayayo UP Cebu, the beat of campus, the pulse of news. Now for the headlines. Man killed while washing his car. Magnitude 5.3 earthquake hits Surigao del Sur. U.S. to provide food aid via military planes to Gaza. Southeast Asian bad blood over Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. Ateneo beats UP and their former coach in UAAP volleyball. Today is Friday, March 1, 2024. Time check, it's 10:40 in the morning. Good morning mga Eskolar ng Bayan and to our fellow listeners both online and on demand. So finally it's, thank God it's Friday and it's the first day of the month of March. Indeed, there's much in store for today along with our stories, and so stay tuned for we'll be talking later about our latest updates here in Sayayo UP Cebu. Now for our top stories. Man killed while washing his car. While washing his pickup vehicle, a 57-year-old man was shot in close range by the riding in tandem at around 5 in the afternoon on Tuesday in Barangay Kawayan, Dalaget town in southern Cebu. The victim was identified as Eric Villahermosa, a resident of the said place. He was brought to the Isidro C. Quintanar Memorial Hospital in Barangay Bugo, Argao town, where he was declared dead on arrival. Based on the investigation by the Dalagat Police under Major Clemente Seralder Jr., the back ride shot the victim in the head and fled. The police are still trying to establish the motive of the incident. For the national news, magnitude 5.3 earthquake hits Caguait town in Surigao del Sur. A magnitude 5.3 earthquake struck the surrounding waters of the Caguait municipality in Surigao del Sur just this Thursday, February 29 of this year. According to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, the earthquake occurred on 8:10 a.m., 78 kilometers east of Caguait. Furthermore, PHIVOLCS also reported that this tremor is an aftershock to the magnitude 7.4 earthquake that previously hit the province on December 2 of last year. However, despite the intensity, PHIVOLCS stated that no damage to properties were expected from this earthquake. For the international news, U.S. to provide food aid via military planes to Gaza. Here is Gwyneth Tinga for the details.
States military forces plan to airdrop food aid to Gaza as land deliveries prove to be difficult. Since the Hamas attack on October 7 of last year, 30,000 Palestinians has been killed by Israel, according to the Gaza DYUP and believe are currently relying on aids delivered by the United Nations and other agencies. Michael Fakhri, UN appointed expert on the right to food, says that Israel depriving Palestinians in Gaza of food is a war crime. The Biden administration has been showing support to Israel from the beginning of the conflict until recently, where President Biden said he wants a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. Gwyneth Tinga, DYUP Sugbo.
That's it for our news, for our top stories today. For today's broadcast, we'll still be sharing our other news updates, so stay tuned as we will be back after this short break.
Men's basketball team clinches first to win in Sasafi 2023. UP men's basketball team clinches first to win in Sasafi 2023.
Annie welcomes new members.
Kate Ginocor stands as sole nominee for
unidentified man retrieved near Second Mandawi Mactan Bridge.
Egyptian blue found open women's sculptures at the
Annie
British
welcomes
Museum.
new members.
You're listening to
First
Sayayo
General Assembly.
UP Cebu here at DYUP Sugbo, Kaohani.
Exploring the heart of UP Cebu beyond its commitment to bring relevant and timely news.
Covering significant events, addressing the interests of the UP Cebu community.
Extending beyond campus, engaging wider communities.
This is
Sayayo UP Cebu,
the beat of campus, the pulse of news.
broadcasting live from Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Sayayo UP Cebu.
And now we're back. You're still listening to Sayayo UP Cebu. Time check, it's 10:45 in the morning. Now, for the latest chicas in the world of show business. Southeast Asian Bad Blood over Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour. Alba Representative Joey Salceda questions Singapore's exclusive deal for Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour, citing economic and diplomatic concerns, urging a reevaluation of the Philippine concert scene. We have our resident chikadora, Yusip Pulvera, for the latest updates.
Representative Joey Salceda has taken center stage, asking the Department of Foreign Affairs to dive into the exclusive deal between Singapore and the production company behind Taylor Swift's global phenomenon, the Eras Tour. Salceda seeks answers from the Singaporean embassy over exclusive terms granting AEG Presents, costing a $60 million boost in industry revenues. These terms reportedly barred Taylor Swift from bringing her musical magic to other Southeast Asian destinations. Taylor Swift will light up Singapore's National Stadium from March 2 to 4 and March 7 to 9. With a massive 300,000 tickets sold, fans are swarming to the island city-state. Salceda expresses concern over neighboring countries missing out on attracting foreign concert-goers due to the exclusive spectacle. Salceda is spicing up the tour drama with an economic twist. He's calling for a Philippine concert scene upgrade, blending entertainment, economics, and diplomacy. The issue he says is an international rift, and Salceda contends that such practices contradict the principles of consensus-based relations and solidarity within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Yusip Pulvera, DYUP Sugbo, Kauban.
For the latest updates in sports, Ateneo beats UP and their former coach in UAAP volleyball. The UAAP volleyball courts Ateneo shatters the streak with a historic win against UP, led by Oliver Almadro, their former coach, their first victory of the season. In crippling developments in UAAP volleyball, Ateneo and coach Oliver Almadro have parted ways due to a series of losses. In their recent face-off, Ateneo managed to secure a win against their former mentor, keeping him winless in the season. The match against the University of the Philippines showcased an extraordinary comeback from Ateneo, overturning a 2-set deficit to claim victory. Sergio Veloso, the Ateneo's new coach, commended the team's resilience, emphasizing their strong mindset throughout the game. Despite commendable efforts from UP's Bostrillo and Itang, who scored 17 and 13 points respectively, the Lady Maroons remain winless after 3 games. Now for the recap. Man killed while washing his car. Magnitude 5.3 earthquake hits Surigao del Sur. U.S. to provide food aid via military planes to Gaza. Southeast Asian bad blood over Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour. Ateneo beats UP and their former coach in UAAP volleyball. And those were the top stories for today's broadcast. Thank you for listening to Sayayu UP Cebu, the beat of campus, the pulse of news. Once again, this has been Omi Igot, and you've been listening to 98.9 DYUP Sugbo, Kauban Nimo.
Live on air from the University of the Philippines Cebu Radio Booth, in service of the people. This is 98.9.
Try Tried so hard to believe, I tried so much even I can't believe it. Where do I even start? That love would have been easier if one left their baggage by the door, and love would have felt easier if one doesn't demand for more. Ain't that the truth? akon maghigtara hangtod sa hapon magsigig lantaw-lantaw magatubang sa cellphone nagkahulat sa kong chat. Uy, BPM siya unsa man imong gihang storya di ka hang sa drama. Pasang ako makatagam ng mga pulong mo di ka seryoso o sumakit na di mo ako kasapot sa pagkasarot sige lang ka chat char ta sa chat o sumakit na di mo ako kasapot sa pagkasarot sige lang ka chat char ta sa chat. You're making my day shine even brighter. Oh, send a pic, sige na, please. You're getting prettier. Maghakilig ng mga banat mo. Wadiri, wadito. And I really hope imong tinuod. Di yung takang mahayok na nasa name. I'm feeling high, I'm so in love with you. But it's just a fantasy. No, naglipo ko kay isugraman ka sa chat sa tingko oray di ka mao o sumakit na imo ako kasapot sa pagkasarot sige lang ka chat char ta sa chat o sumakit na imo ako kasapot sa pagkasarot sige lang ka chat char ta sa chat. Sige lang ka char ta sa chat sumagit na imo wako kasapot sa pagkacharot sige lang ka chat char ta sa chat.
You don't realize just how much you mean to me. You're the reason why I don't feel the need to leave. You keep my feet on the ground. You lift me up when I'm feeling down. You light the darkest nights. You make me feel so alive. I am the needs when you're by my side. 'Cause home is where you are.
poems, short stories, and all things literature. Serving you literary delights. Story Bites, bite-sized tales, endless possibilities. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Story Bites. We'll be exploring a diverse array of literary works. Today, we'll be covering 2 short but very thought-provoking reads by Minli K. entitled V. Minli will read to us 2 essays from Brianna Wiest's 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think, specifically Essays 17 and 18. This self-help book is the second compilation of the author's published writing, released in 2016. Contrasting the directness of this genre, Zaido will read to us a poem written by Richard Sicken in 2011, titled The Language of the Birds. It is quite ambiguous and open to interpretation, so the discussion was quite exploratory and varied from the perspectives of those in different fields. You can find links to these authors' publications in the show notes so that you can read and support them while listening. We are also open to receive submissions to read your literary works on the show. Check the DYUP Sugbo page for more details. And now, let's listen to our first reading segment.
Hi, I'm Minli, and welcome to Self-Help with Minli. In today's episode, we'll be reading Essays 17 and 18 of Brianna Wiest's 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. Essay 17, What Emotionally Strong People Do Not Do. Number 1. They do not believe every feeling they have means something. They do not assign value to everything they feel. They know that conviction doesn't make everything true. Number 2. They aren't threatened by not being right. They understand that having a misinformed belief or incorrect idea does not invalidate them as a person. Number 3. They do not use logic to deny their emotions. They validate their feelings by acknowledging them. They do not say someone shouldn't feel a particular way if they do. Number 4. They do not project meaning into everything they see. Particularly, they do not assume that everything they see or hear has something to do with them. They do not compare themselves to other people, simply because the idea that other people exist in comparison to oneself is mindless at best and selfish at worst. Number 5. They do not need to prove their power. Rather than embody an inflated image of their invisibility, their disposition is predominantly peaceful and at ease, which is the mark of a truly secure person. Number 6. They do not avoid pain, even if they're afraid of it. They cope with discomfort in favor of breaking an old habit. They trace the root of a relationship issue rather than deflect from the symptoms. They recognize that the discomfort is in avoiding the pain, not the pain itself. Number 7. They do not seek out other people's flaws in an effort to diminish their strengths. They do not respond to someone's successes with observations about their failures. Number 8. They don't complain, or at least too much. When people complain, it's because they want others to recognize and validate their pain, even if it's not the real problem. It's still a form of affirmation. Number 9. They do not filter out certain aspects of an experience to catastrophize it. People who jump A to Z and not think of worst-case scenarios usually do not have the confidence that they can take care of themselves even if something unexpected were to arise. So they prepare for the worst and rob themselves of the best in the process. Number 10. They do not keep a list of things people should or shouldn't do. They recognize that right and wrong are 2 highly subjective things, and that believing that there's a universal code of conduct to which all people need to adhere only makes the person who believes that consistently disappointed. Number 11. They do not consider themselves a judge of what's right or wrong, especially when it comes to offering friends advice. They don't assume their ideal response to a situation is a solution to everyone's needs. Number 12. They do not draw general conclusions from their personal experiences. They do not draw their own generalized conclusions about the human race based on the small percentage of the world they experience each day. Number 13. They do not change their personality based on who they're around. Everyone fears rejection, but not everyone gets to truly experience the kind of acceptance that comes from being yourself unconditionally. Number 14. They can stand up for themselves without being aggressive or defensive. Though it sounds like a contradiction, aggressiveness or defensiveness is indicative of insecurity. Calmly standing up for oneself is indicative of inner resolve and self-esteem. And lastly, number 15, they do not assume that this is always the way their life will be. They're always conscious of the fact that their feelings are temporary, be they good or bad. This makes them focus on the positive and let the negative go with more ease. Essay 18. 10 key things we misunderstand about emotion. Number 1. The long-term effects of emotional abuse can be as bad, if not worse, than physical abuse. Emotional abuse is often not taken as seriously because it cannot always be seen. But the severity of the long-term effects of any type of abuse aren't all that different. Emotional abuse is similar to physical abuse in that it systematically wears away at a person's self-confidence, worth, and concept. Emotional abuse can manifest in a variety of ways, including but not limited to controlling, threatening, degrading, belittling, criticizing, shouting, and etc. Number 2. Emotions outlast the memories that created them. We take past emotions and project them onto situations that are in our current lives. This is to say, unless we heal what happened in our past, we're always going to be controlled by it. Furthermore, our irrational fears and most severe day-to-day anxieties can be traced back to a cause, which needs to be addressed to effectively stop the effect. Number 3. Creative people are depressed for a reason. The expression and experience of negative emotions are correlated with activation in the right frontal cortex, as well as in other structures such as the amygdala. Or in other words, the same areas that are activated when consistently being creative and putting abstract meaning to the concrete reality of whatever your current experience is. Number 4. Fear doesn't mean a desire to escape. It means you're interested. The emotion most associated with fear is interest, believe it or not. It's even being said that fear has two invisible faces, one that wants to flee and the other that wants to investigate. This is to say, nothing is generally scary to us unless some part of us also wants to understand it, know that we are a part of it, and feels as though it will become part of our experience. Number 5. Feelings, other than happiness, are not marks of failure. Health is having a spectrum of emotion. Negative emotions are good for you. In fact, maintaining a consistent experience of only happiness or any emotion really would be a sign of mental illness. It's simply not how our minds and bodies are structured. In other words, you're not supposed to be happy all the time. Listen to what your body is telling you. Negative emotions are a signal that something isn't right. The emotion doesn't have to be fixed. The thing that is signaling your attention to does. Number 6. Emotions can predict the future. Or in other words, gut feelings are real. A study at Columbia University, which is being called Emotional Oracle Effect, essentially proved that people who trust their emotions can predict future outcomes. Because they tap into it regularly, they have a window into their subconscious mind, which is more or less just an unconscious wall of information. Number 7. We can relive social pain more than we can physical pain, which is another reason some researchers believe it is, in a sense, more damaging. When there aren't any psychological factors that play into physical pain, or rather, there's no innate instinct that we need to process or readjust ourselves to survive, we let the memory go. However, our brains will prioritize rejection or other social emotion or humiliation because we need to remain in the tribe to survive. Number 8. Stress may just be the most dangerous emotion, especially when it's consistent, and yet it goes unaddressed more often than our feelings. Relaxing isn't something you should do to pamper yourself. It's absolutely essential. Stress debilitates every part of you, and it's in one way or another interconnected with the top causes of death around the world: accidents, cancer, heart disease, suicide, and etc. Number 9. Social media is actually making us more emotionally disconnected. Consistently consuming sound bites of people's lives lead us to piece together a particular idea of reality, one that is far from the truth. We develop such anxiety surrounding social media and whether or not we're really living up to the standards expected of us, that we begin to prioritize screen time over real-life face time. As beings who require human intimacy, romantic or not, to survive, it's becoming a more and more detrimental force in our culture. And lastly, number 10, you cannot selectively numb emotion. When we numb hard feelings, we numb joy, we numb gratitude, and we numb happiness. Brene Brown argues that you cannot numb yourself to one experience without numbing yourself to everything else. You cannot disregard sadness without also making yourself immune to happiness. This is to say, it's healthier to experience everything, the good and the bad. And that was essay 17 and 18 of Brianna Wee's 101 essays that will change the way you think. So, wow. The first one, what emotionally strong people do not do. Murag, 1 out of 10 yata. 1 out of 15 raguro ako na check.
Yeah, that was very enlightening, especially when it tackles emotional strength. You know, and that's something a lot of people in our current age, like 20s, it's something I really deal with, and like it's something we struggle to also find strength or
we can't even figure out our emotions pa.
Exactly.
What more ba to be like strong about it, diba?
Right.
Tigdagan kayo ganong mga values nga I thought nga I had already, but reading this essay made me think nga, wow. Huh?
True.
Ang weird part is like, mo try kag think na, oh wait, na-check man ako, but wait, does this mean na na-check jud din ako or like unaware lang jud ko na wala na ako na-check?
Yeah. Especially the one nga, it said they do not avoid pain even if they're afraid of it. Okay, kanang as human beings, usually we tend to seek for comfort and convenience. So we just reject the pain that we feel and then just move on. Rather than tackling the pain first or feeling the pain first para maka-move on correctly. Murag, ato lang siyang shove aside because you don't want it even though it demands to be felt first before.
Yes. Yeah. Another point is that we usually tend to rationalize our emotions, which tema na ba nga, we live in a very fast-paced society and we're very busy with all the things that we're surrounded with, and it leaves us no space or time to kind of like feel our emotions or like process our emotions as it is. So we try to rationalize those things in a way it wouldn't interfere with our lifestyles or it wouldn't interfere with all the things that we're bound to do in this society. And that's something this book or essay is telling us nga, to be emotionally strong is to also surrender. Being strong doesn't usually just mean you have to lift up the burden, because being strong also means having the courage to bring those emotions or to bring those emotions in light or to surrender to that emotions, because as you said, we are humans as we are bound to our own emotions, and that's something that we don't need to shun away, but more so something that we need to embrace. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I guess as a guy here, I deal with a lot of friends that do like emotionally shut themselves off a lot, and it's been a good experience getting to be the guy that like lets them open up more, and providing that sort of like safe space for them to feel their emotions and to talk about them has been very spiritually rewarding for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess the thing is, for me was like, I did that for others, but I haven't really had that done to myself until last year. Very healing.
Yeah. Like the part also in the book that says that if you numb yourself to the sadness, you also numb yourself to the happiness. So meaning if you shun the pain, as I said earlier, you also numb yourself. That means that you're numbing yourself to everything else. I really was like struck with that sentence, because if you shun the pain, you also shun everything. You're preventing yourself to feel happy as well. And then it also said here that you can't be happy all the time, because that also means there's something wrong.
I mean, it's like the whole story or the whole point, right, of Inside Out.
Yeah.
Like how Joy was always like very trying to be positive all the time without letting the sadness emotion like come out. Toxic positivity.
But also because in the movie, Joy was labeled or like already expected to be joy. So it's kind of like that in para nato pa nga. We're expected to carry all this weight. We're expected to, especially those nga burdened with academics or like kanang this green light of you need to achieve this, you need to be successful. You don't need to kanang experience it. Something like that. You don't need to fail, nga. But yeah, kanang mabugatan ta with expectations to the point nga mauto siya ang atong emotions kay it's hard for us to deal with them.
Yeah, and the thing is, ang pasabot nga kabugat ba, di ba mo siya feel nga physically bugat siya, not like carrying 10 kilograms or something. Just like what the second essay said, nga the long-term effects of emotional abuse can be as bad, if not as worse, as physical abuse. Because di mo gud siya makita the emotional abuse or other people and the emotional abuse you put on yourself, the burden of the expectations, you put that on yourself biya. So, like, it's an unseen burden. So, abir sa other people nga, okay ra ka, because di man makita. And then that's the sad thing about like mental illnesses or anything that you feel in the mind, because di siya makita sa other people. So if there's something wrong with it, murag di siya the same way treated sa other physical nga. If there's something wrong with you physically, if there's masakit imong tiyan, of course maggo ka sa doctor. But if something's wrong with your mind, murag wala ra na because it's not physically seen. So ma-disregarded ayon sa everyone else, including yourself.
Yeah, it really reminds me of that movie put sa Disney nga, Encanto, right? We all know that character, Luisa. And how do we define Luisa? She is like a character nga physically strong jet. She can carry a whole house inga na baron niya. Siya ang expected sa kanang ilang family nga mo carry og mga heavy objects and stuff like that. Pero you know, like the twist sa ihang character is that gave dynamics in character is that dili siya katubay, like she also feels the pressure of the pressure of being strong or to be seen as strong inga na, to the point nga na affected siya emotionally and mentally. So it's kind of the same of what you said nga. Dili siya makita sa uban. Kaya nakita sa uban is that she can lift heavy objects. Pero kato, what you don't know or we can't perceive beyond those kay kato siya nga, she also feels things and she also wants to be taken care of. Inga na.
Yeah. Wait, that was deep. Also ba, kanina number 3 sa essay 18, creative people are depressed for a reason. I was like, what? Agay, igo. Ay, igo dira.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think this kind of passage means? Creative people are depressed for a reason.
I think because in order to be creative, I mean, the more stuff you go through, the more creative you are. Because the more sad imo stuff mo express. Because if daghan na kay na experience or you went through a lot, nga mo go sa na siya sa imo art. So meaning, I think the more deeper the art is, the more disturbed the person is. Oh my god, I think that's a generalized conclusion. That was bad, but
that quote, the art should disturb the comforted and comforted disturbed. I mean, it's kind of relatable because like one, when you're kind of like secure or when you're satisfied, then and I don't know, with creative peoples out there, like do you have that feeling that when you're happy, when you're satisfied, like you don't really feel like making stuff? But it's when you're troubled that you have the feeling that you need to like express yourself in some way.
Yeah, but I also think creative people not necessarily have to hindi sila kailangan nga go through something to express super great art, because sometimes people nga like super closeted that they weren't able to experience the world tend to experience the world side through their art. Like, what if this person is super contained di ay wala siya naka-explore out sa world, wala siya naka-feel any other emotional abuse or any emotions in general, so they kind of like use the art to
might
get
be,
out
but
there.
like it's become a trope. I remember like one character felt something like if she wasn't like damaging herself, then she felt like she couldn't make the art that she made, which I don't know, weren't there like a bunch of examples of artists that like did have those kinds of like experiences?
Yeah, I think sa atong previous episode, which was The Hunger Artist by Franz Kafka, it was exactly like that. Like the artist felt like he was more relevant if he were to starve himself, because in the first place mao tuyo sa mga tao nga tan-awon siya ba nga mo na siya gitanaw siya sa mga tao kay hala kanang di mo kaon, until sa mga tao mag na bored sa iyahang kana siya nga art. But in the end kay like kanang what do you call it, wala negative nga siya nga effect sa artist mo na, the hunger artist ang tawag, like
I wanted to go into the point, I think it was number 9 of essay 18, the one that said like social media is actually making us more emotionally disconnected. I feel as someone that's been unplugged from social media for most of my life. I only got like Twitter and Instagram last year. I kind of saw that, Judd. and the people around me, like murag na focus kaayo sila sa ila responses from SOCMED, and I don't know. You guys can explain to me, like, what is it about social media that makes people like disconnected? Is it the fact that they're just pulling like snippets or highlights of their life instead of all the 90% like boring part of their lives? Is it making people feel inadequate, that why am I not doing this? Why am I not enjoying my life as much as they are in these pictures, in these videos?
Mostly that, I think. As a person that nga has been with social media for quite a while, I recently just unplugged also from Facebook because it was getting so toxic. Not just because of that we're getting just snippets of other people's lives, but also because so much negativity is in social media more than like positive unta. Like sakto to yung gingon ko nga we only get to see snippets of other people's lives, and then sakto po lang gingon sa book nga we tend to set that as the standard because we only see that man of their like lives, like just that little clip or reel sa ilahang day-to-day life, and we expect sad nga our lives should be like that. So maybe it makes us emotionally disconnected.
I mean, you know how Filipinos are like the most social media hungry people in the world. Like it was an average of, I think, what was it, like 5.5 hours per day that Filipinos spend on social media on average. Like I think that was top one, and then the top two was like 15 minutes less, when all the other ones are like, a few minutes like apart. So Filipinos really spend a lot of their lives on social media, which is I don't know. It's an observation that I don't know. What does it say about Filipinos? Could it be that we're more social, or we care more about like social circles and affirmation on that, or is it something like there's a bunch of bots or trolls out there that's inflating the numbers?
Honestly, I can't answer that because
I don't know. It's something to think about, I guess.
I have a question for you, Kuya.
Yeah.
Kanang being disconnected or unplugged from social media for quite a while, would you say that you're more emotionally connected?
I guess you'd have to define it. If we're talking empirically in terms of like, you mentioned here like about screen time. Being unplugged from social media doesn't mean I am unplugged from screen time. I just spend a lot more of my screen time on Reddit or playing video games or reading.
Would you say that Reddit is also a form of social media?
It is the least personal social media. It's been described to me.
So it doesn't like.
I mean, like it doesn't. You don't have to show your face and your name like almost everyone out there.
But I still think it's social media because it's social. There's a socializing aspect because it's a forum, diba?
Yeah.
There's like an autonomy lang to yourself na. So yeah.
This one essay, I feel like I could talk about this with someone for like more than half an hour. from just these like what one essay was like 1, 2, 3 pages.
Yeah,
because it's very compressed. Like even the explanations of each point was just like 1 or 2 sentences long.
Yeah, and imagine 101 essays. That's quite a lot.
Thank you for sharing this with us. I really enjoy. I think I'll take note of this actually, and like if I wanted to have like an icebreaker with someone, icebreaker with deep talk now.
Sounds like a normal conversation for me.
That was Essays 17 and 18 from Brianna Weiss, 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think, read by Minli K. You can purchase a copy online or in your local bookstores, which are linked in the show notes. We'll be back with our second reading segment after a short message.
Once upon a confession.
Wala man jud kay marantan sa akong feelings. Oy, I don't know sad. Asa mga yung advice? Oble, help me.
Psst, Iska, got something to share? Need personal advice? Don't worry, we got your back. Kay diri sa Dear Oble, you are heard. Pwede ka makasubmit og entry and be one of our chosen anonymous senders. Catch Addie and Daisy, and Ruth and Chiara as we chika mapa-social, love, akads, or life in general while Oble listens.
Oble? Mao ba? Is this really true?
Oh yeah. Dear Oble, your avenue to be heard, one confession at a time.
Hi, I'm Seidel and welcome to Poetry by Seidel. Today we are reading The Language of the Birds by Richard Sicken. A man saw a bird and found him beautiful. The bird had a song inside him and feathers. Sometimes the man felt like the bird and sometimes the man felt like a stone. Solid, inevitable, but mostly he felt like a bird. or that there was a bird inside him, or that something inside him was like a bird fluttering. This went on for a long time. A man saw a bird and wanted to paint it. The problem, if there was one, was simply a problem with the question. Why paint a bird? Why do anything at all? Not how, because hows are easy. Series or sequence, one foot after the other. But existentially, why bother? What does it solve? And just because you want to paint a bird, do you actually paint a bird? It doesn't mean you've accomplished anything. Who gets to measure the distance between the experience and its representation? Who controls the line of inquiry? We do. Anyone can. Blackbird, he says. So be it. Indexed and normative. But it isn't a bird. It's a man in a bird suit. Blue shoulders instead of feathers, because he's not looking at a bird. Real bird as he paints. He is looking at his heart, which is impossible. Unless his heart is a metaphor for his heart, as everything is a metaphor for itself. So that looking at the paint is like looking at a bird that isn't there, with a song in its throat that you don't want to hear, but you paint anyway. The hand is a voice that can sing what the voice will not, and the hand wants to do something useful. Sometimes, at night, in bed, before I fall asleep, I think about a poem I might write. Someday, about my heart, says the heart. They looked at the animals. They looked at the walls of the cave. This is earlier. These are different men. They painted in torchlight, red mostly, sometimes black, mammoth, lion, horse, bear, things on a wall, in profile or superimposed, dynamic and alert. They weren't animals, but they looked like animals, enough like animals to make it confusing. Meant something, but the meaning was slippery. It wasn't there, but it remained. Looked like the thing, but wasn't the thing. Was a second thing, following a second set of rules. And it was too late. Their power over it was no longer absolute. What is alive and what isn't, and what should we do about it? Theories about the nature of the thing and of the soul, because people die. The fear that nothing survives. The greater fear that something does. The night sky is vast and wide. They huddled closer, shoulder to shoulder, painted themselves in herds, all together and apart from the rest. They looked at the sky and at the mud, and at their hands in the mud, and their dead friends in the mud. This went on for a long time. To be a bird, or a flock of birds, doing something together, one or many, starling or murmuration. To be a man on a hill, or all the men on all the hills, or half a man shivering in the flock of himself. These are some choices. The night sky is vast and wide. A man had two birds in his head, not on his throat, not in his chest, and the birds would sing all day, never stopping. The man thought to himself, "One of these birds is not my bird." And the birds agreed. Okay, so that was The Language of the Birds by Richard Sicken. What do you think?
Wow, that was deep.
Yeah.
You really have to read between the lines.
Exactly.
Para makibaw sa iyong meaning.
Straightforward, it was not.
Exactly. Mo na yung style of writing na kanang yeah, he really taps into the fundamental power of poetry. Like, for example, to quote Richard Sicken, he thinks nga the power of poetry is kanang the friction daw between the sentence and the line. So the sentence is a unit of a meaning. But when you break it, you get two or more units of meaning that exist simultaneously with the original meaning. So exactly as you said, it's more so read between the lines, and how else can you ascribe meaning to that certain line? That's not very literal, okay, diba? There are mentions of birds, etc. But when you read poetry, fundamentally, you don't just imagine a bird, you also picture what that bird could represent. So we can see the man sees himself as both a bird and a stone. And personally, I feel like that could mean man is both free but also limited in a way. Di ba we always have this notion nga, oh, we have free will, kanang ingana nga level. Pero at the same time, we also acknowledge the limitations of man, ingana. Hence why we don't really know all the answers in the universe. It's quite existential, but at the same time, it's like it's right before our eyes nga. Mao na jud ni ang the fundamental of man. So, I think dira na ko siya ma-resonate nga when the man sees himself as both the bird and a stone nga. The bird in connection sa iyang freedom while also recognizing sa iyang inevitability or sa iyang pagka-firm. It's like a contrast between his desire to be free but also sa iyang mga perceived na limitations, as I said. So, how about you guys? How did you see that?
Yeah, I think the same way nga ang like the bird represents the freedom, but also the stone represents limitations. But that is also like a great thing because freedom doesn't really exist in a society. Because to be in a society, you have to consider others. So you really can't pagawas good entirely your entire freedom. So in order to live harmoniously in a society, you have to also have limitations. That's why we have rules and such. So I think it's nice if someone views themselves as a bird but as a stone as well, because that means you acknowledge that you have the free will. You can do whatever you want, but also with limitations to society and dili ka makatapak of other people or the environment or everything nga you shouldn't tapak. So I think it's also like makatap sa kasi mo self nga you should be a bird and a stone as well, not only a bird and not only a stone, because if you're only a stone, Rasad, you cannot explore the world.
You can't move.
Yeah, you can't move.
Place,
yeah.
right?
So you're always bound with the rules and everything. Maybe, di pa siya perfect, but maybe harmonious. The word is like harmonious. You live in harmony with others.
Yeah,
So,
it's like a good balance, like
Yeah.
a yin and yang, diba?
It's very interesting how both of you like interpret the bird like on its own as like a positive. The reading I initially had about the bird was it's free, but also birds are kind of fragile, kind of like vulnerable.
That is a good point.
Like you shoot a bird, it dies. You shoot a stone, doesn't die.
Yes,
that's a very blunt way of saying it. But like maybe the stone doesn't have to be just a limitation. It could also be a solidness or a symbolism of like how one stands for their own beliefs. Because of this like not dichotomy, but like this combination of man as both like bird and stone, maybe that's why the poet like mentioned something that there was something inside him was like a bird fluttering. So there was a kind of tension between these two sides of a person.
So you think like the stone strengthens the bird in some way? Because
like it seems like somehow the stone is more sturdy, but it's also more limited than the bird, who's able to like fly around and all. But the bird is free, but is also
fragile.
Yeah, more fragile, more prone to being hurt.
It's so weird because Richard in the poem, like the author, yung nakuha ang contrast sa bird and the stone, because they're so it's hard to like find similarities in both the bird and the stone. So
Actually, guys, they're both carbon-based structures.
Okay, STEM kid is talking here.
But yeah, weird siya nga. Not weird, maybe brilliant in a way nga. They're so different, and then we strive to see a similarity between them para ma-connect sila both. So kailangan gini ko mo read deeply between the lines ani nga poem.
I think to be free, in order to be free, you have to give up something. Yeah, you can't be just free. In anira kadali ka ma-free. I think in order for you to be free, to have your freedom, you have to give up something that matters to you. And I think the stone is what kumurga siya na siya sa ground, kaya diba kadili man siya ka-fly, na siya sa ground, so murga siya ga-hold sa bird para mo fly freely. I think this stone represents darkness, I think.
Ooh, darkness ba diya?
Yeah, every creature has their own, kanang alter ego, alter ego. So I think, or maybe another personality that sets that creature apart from reality. So I think this stone really holds that creature apart.
Man, what's with all of you stone haters?
Dili man. Uy, my dog loves to eat rocks or what?
So that's a darkness inside you.
No. It's just a perception.
It's okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to be the contrarian, but like geology students must be crying right now. Like, man, you guys like hating on rocks.
Sige. What is it about the stone that makes you think that it's not really all that bad? It's not all about limitations. What do you see in the stone?
I don't know. I just like I like the concept of the stone like outliving everything that we know and love. Like how you think that okay, the stone is just like it's so unmoving, it's so inert. But actually if you stretch across like millions of years, the stone like shifts and it goes from, you know, this place in the earth, from the crust to the mantle to the inner core. It transforms on a geologically different scale, which is having something move on a different timeline is interesting to me. Maybe because I've been watching Free Run. But yeah, I don't know. Like there's something to be had being sturdy or lasting for a long time. I don't know. You might say it's like grasping for immortality, but you know, the pyramids were built like more than 4,000 years ago as a testament, I guess, to the people and to the rulers of that society. I don't see birds living that. Sorry. Okay, I'm not a bird hater, I swear.
I think because with a bird, with freedom, it becomes more fragile, right? As Reeve said, when you go out there, you're more fragile. So that's why I think why birds have like 6 to 12 years of like their lifespan.
As a bio student.
As a bio student. So yeah. So maybe because to completely embrace freedom, meaning you also completely embrace its fragility. Yeah. So if you're a stone, of course you're solid and then you last long, but can you fly?
Okay, fine. If to be a bird is to fly, what do you think about ostriches and penguins? Are they not real birds because they don't have the freedom to do so?
They're both the stone and the bird. They're limited to the ground, but they still can jump.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's both of your points, Manggod nga. To you, freedom is kana being a bird is about freedom. To you, it's like more important para nimo is outliving. Like you see the rock outliving all those other creatures. But one question that really points me to both of your points is like when you see the rock, and do you think is it actually living? It outlived every kind of creature, pero would you really say it's living? Because if you see both of these objects, the bird is a living thing and the rock is a non-living thing, and it kind of reminds me of that concept gani nga, would you rather kind of die early but have lived life to the fullest, or would you stay like very safe, very grounded, but not having lived at all? We're saying ano.
I guess tomorrow is never promised, Judd. Even with a bird and with a stone, with a bird you can die at any time. Like someone could shoot you, and with a stone, even if like non-living thing, someone could bulldoze you like later. So I guess tomorrow is really never promised. So I guess live your life now? Question mark.
Yes. Yeah, it's talking about life. That brings us to our next section where the poet is actually talking about the purpose of it all. Like, okay, we're all discussing all about whether or not we love the bird, we love the rock, we hate the bird, we hate the rock. But more so, it poses the question nga, why? Why bother in the first place? Like, why do we have to resonate with both of these things when both these objects are in the world? Like, they're just there. And then both of these objects, both the stone and the bird, okay, they may also ask the question nga, in the first place, ngano naman ko diri? In the first place, ngano bird man ko? In the first place, ngano rock man ko? Ngano mo fly ko in the first place? So, kind of like that. Yeah. So, yeah, kanang iya siyang gi-connect with painting. Painting the bird daw. And then i-question siya, unsay purpose sa mga creative pursuits? Like, for example, what are the creative pursuits that you guys enjoy or relish as of the moment?
I think this broadcasting.
Yes.
It's a creative pursuit that I have been holding back for so long, because I think it drags me down for me lang. It drags me down because my goals are in the sciences. So yeah, so for so long I've been holding myself like back from broadcasting and in the radio. But now I think I'm happier. I think a part of the bird in me is happier because I get to do the stuff that I like or love, which is broadcasting. So maybe we get to pursue our creative stuff because it's been holding us back. Not holding us back. It was held back for so long. So yeah, maybe the bird was in a
Fluttering
cage.
inside you.
Was in a cage for so
Yeah.
long that it needed to go out and actually live.
Yes.
Butterflies in your stomach.
Well, how about you, Reeve? You mentioned to us earlier about your, reason why you do this. So, can you talk about that? Can you talk about your creative pursuits and why you pursue them in the first place?
Because why not?
Why do you think why not?
I think everyone has their own personal. I think everyone has their own personal, kasi tawag ano, interest, and I think pursuing that interest that you might flourish, or the thing that you might kanang be good at doing at. I think that's one of the reasons why I keep pursuing the creativity in me, even though medyo sometimes when things get down kay mura siya matabunan gani to other things kay I think it's an indicator that that's you. It's like you're you. Mo na part nimo nga dili nimo mawala gani. Like, I'm creative. I know how I write songs, and I think that's one of the reason why kanang ang mga tao kay makailan nimo kay through that art that you're creating, and I think that's worth pursuing.
Yes, wow, that's very profound.
If we're looking at it in terms of like, I don't know, a structured style, then yeah, it's very Maslow hierarchy of needs kind of thing. It's like, okay, if you eat enough, if you sleep enough, if you have all the needs in your life that you need to survive, then you need something else, like something higher. So doing art, expressing yourself is one of those needs. I'm not sure if some people do it more for the, I guess, belongingness aspect, like being part of a community. That's why you have a lot of fandoms, and there's a lot of expression that goes with that and belonging. People show their creativity in a lot of different ways, I guess. Like, it's not just limited to like singing, composing, writing, doing videography. Some people show their creativity through how they arrange their house. Some people dress in costumes, they cosplay. We saw a lot of that during Crazy Day.
Yeah, exactly. No? Bitaw.
And I guess like part of it allows someone to express themselves, be vulnerable in a way that they can't normally be. Maybe it's a bit different in a different society. For example, if we look at Confucian societies, like being well-read, knowing a lot of poetry was something seen not as some self-actualization, but rather like as a societal need. Like, oh, you need to know this in order to be considered as a part of the intelligentsia, as part of the ruling class. So that's kind of interesting how, for us, I think we've all been talking about how it affects us personally, but for some other societies, it might be like being well-read or being worldly is seen as something that's a societal need.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of my lessons in psychology. Kanang sometimes like people develop skills based on what society deems as kanang gamit gani, and so mas prone sila to focus on all those things. But it also kind of reminds me of this like quote from a movie I watched called Dead Poet Society. Nga, they said John Keating says nga, we don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. And the human race is filled with passion, and medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. So I guess it kind of like answers the question we pose things in the first place. If we think of this medicine, law, all of these like very practical needs is what we think society needs in order for us to live or to sustain. But at the same time, why do we do creative pursuits in the first place? Why do we love to the beauty of this world? It's because we're not just merely stones, but we are living things. We're birds who also need to live. It's what we stay alive for. And I think that's Reeve is reacting.
That's so nice.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Actually, maybe also in a bio, because we are humans and we are a higher form of being, we can interpret this creativity into something. So that's love or other emotions, happiness and sadness. So yeah, I think the answer to the question would be because we are human in all
Wow,
sense.
that's
In the
true.
sense of the society, in sense of biology, and even in the personal sense, right? So yeah, we're human.
We are
We're not
humans.
birds. We're not stones. We're
We're
humans.
Wow. We're entitled to that because we're humans.
Yeah.
Exactly. We are humans. So, speaking of like us humans, and we interpret or represent things as they are. Okay, kanang the third section actually poses like it introduces us to the historical context by referencing these cave paintings. Now, okay, these paintings like they became metaphors for representation and the complexities of assigning meaning. It really goes to show nga like bitaw no like as you said, biologically, we are humans and we have this capacity to ascribe meaning into things. Like, why do we say nga, Mike ni siya? Or like, why do we say this is love? Why do we say this is happiness? Why do we say this and that? So, because kanang naay ambiguity of our existence in itself, mo na naka-raise siya og question sa the nature of our truth and like of the soul, of the fear of mortality, and it kind of like symbolizes nga there is so much in this world that we have yet to know, and looking at it really it's us humans nga kanang constantly figure out what the hell is going on or like what the hell this is like, diba? Like kato saying humans we're at the top hierarchy, we're at the hierarchy nga kitay stewards of all the creations of this earth. So it really makes you think nga what do you think about kana our role as humans in like ascribing certain truths and ascribing meaning into things and representing kay each of us are very diverse, right? We see things differently, we experience things differently, so based on experience laylay putag meaning ma-ascribe ani nga scenario ingana. So what do you think about that?
I think it's so funny because the first essay I read kanina, the first point was emotionally strong people do not put meaning to everything. Maybe I guess the term putting meaning to anything, maybe there's a certain limitations to that, because maybe what if we put or interpret meaning to the smallest being irrelevant to the eyes of society and the world, and we get so engrossed in that makes us, can I use the word insane? That's why siguro there's textbooks, there's books that we reference to with our meaning, because as you said, like each of us sees the world differently, but where do we reference that? So diyan na siguro masulod ang other sciences, no? That's like interconnected na ang sciences sa world. Nga, that's why we put a meaning to something. This is a microphone because this is a microphone. Like, ika na ba? So, maybe it's a collection of meanings from different experts. Yeah, that's why we put meaning, like a certain meaning to something, like a certain definition to something. But again, each person sees the world differently. So, there's really different meanings to everything.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, it's like a collective agreement of this meaning. How about you guys? Ano yung thoughts on how people see things differently and yet we have this collective agreement on how you represent things?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna do a cop out, and I'm not remembering what the title was that Yula read on the dry run.
The egg.
Yeah, the egg. Sorry, I'm forgetting about eggs because I haven't cooked any in a while. But yeah, in the story The Egg, like they talked about how I guess the god figure in that story felt it very stereotypical that the person like asked them what the meaning of life is, that trying to ascribe meaning. I guess what they said, yeah, what the god figure said in that story was that the meaning there was just for the person to mature, that you are everyone. I guess like each person is everyone else.
A mosaic of everyone you know.
Yeah.
I personally really like The Egg because like there's a certain like line that what you do to others is basically
what you're doing to yourself.
And then I also like the concept of like maturity, because everything I learned in this lifetime can't be contained in this lifetime, right? Maybe it's a wisdom that I pass on to my future self in lifetimes back. Because in The Egg, the concept of the egg is that you can reincarnate to someone or something, not just in the next lifetimes, but also in the past lifetimes. So basically, you're maturing in every lifetime. Because lagi, like the sense ba nga, I get to experience everything in a lifetime, but for what, right? For death? Question mark. Ay, this is really tapping to like a religious sense also.
So there's this specific kanang reel I saw on Instagram. Natay duha ka people nga converse, and then this girl asked, or this woman asked nga kanang, what's the purpose of living if mamatay ta? So we should just kill ourselves. And then
Lemmings. Dark.
Naingon ito ang guy nga kanang the purpose of living is to live at all.
Yeah.
Like the moment you wake up, you breathe fresh air or whatever sana mo gi-breathe kay, you're starting to live gani. Just a spectacle lang sa imuhang adlaw kay you're already there living. So I think what really goes kay mamatay ram data in the end. So what's the purpose, diba? What's the purpose of us going to school? What's the purpose of us going home? What's the purpose of us eating? So kung mamatay ram data, well, you have a limited time, so might as well just enjoy your life, diba?
Yeah, and it's so sad because we're living through what society is telling us to do. Like even our eating patterns, the breakfast, lunch, dinner is dictated by society. Our sleeping times dictated by society, and as well as biological, I guess. And even like our education, it's so structured sa needs sa society. Like what we mentioned earlier,
the economical need for people go to school to have a job.
Yeah, and then dapat those jobs are like dapat gamit siya sa society right now. Na muna ang mga creatives kaya usahay ma-push aside because it's not deemed sa society as gamit sa right now. So yeah.
I guess that's why there are certain expectations and norms in societies because there are a lot of people nga ang ilang purpose in life is to avoid death. So muna they build this structure, they built this like patterns, they built the social norms kay they think na that's what can sustain them. But on the other hand, there are other people nga ilang purpose in life is, as what Reeve said, is just to live. That's why they want to be free, they want to explore as much as they can. And I guess both of these kay kanang it's a dichotomy. It's because everyone, generally us humans, like all of us should wholly, we don't know unsa jud atong gamit diri. So we're just really trying to find our own purpose in life. Nga ngano na jud ta diri. And so it kind of reminds me pud nga of our philosophy nga class nga nag-ingon among sir nga kanang kato siya nga we see things differently, we see the world differently, but at the end of the day kay we really need to acknowledge like the real objective truth nga although I can perceive this as a mic or I can perceive that as a stand or whatever it is. Pero at the end of the day, mangani kanang since reality exists, the essay of this mic exists, and kanang that's also something to acknowledge ba nga whether I can perceive this differently at the end of the day kay ano siya kanang microphone jud gyapon siya like bisag bali-balihon ni mang world microphone jud siya version same sa ato nga we may have different purposes in life, we may like have different sleeping patterns, we may have different ways of how we live life, but at the end of the day the cold hard truth is that we live and then we die, and it's like the one single truth that we all collectively like live upon.
And I like to like kuha sa imong giingon kanina nga we strive to live longer. Our technologies, we strive to evolve, to innovate in order to live longer, like for immortality, I guess. So that means I have like 40 years to live. So we should live like life good, how we want to live life. But again, also within the limitations of the rock. Back to the poem.
Yeah. So I think mo na niingon jud balik sa poem nga na-line nga the night sky is vast and wide. Like it's very very wide. Like if I piggyback on what Reeve said nga kanang we should live a spectacle of whatever this is kay kato siya like we are a speck of dust in this very very vast nga cosmos. So we may think nga whatever we do is insignificant pero maybe para nato kay dako na siya kay kita may naglive sa atong life. Maybe in the grand scheme of things we may seem insignificant, we may seem small, but I am living my own life, and when I die, ako rin makakita sa movies akong life. Like, maybe na siya film showing ako rin makita. And private screening. So, you know, do I really kanang wanna watch a movie of my life nga? Ing anira. Nga nagthink ra ko nga, ing anira ko gagamay. When in fact, when I'm at the brink of my death, dira na ako ma-realize nga, damn, I should have done more. Mariana ba?
I don't want to die knowing that I regret Like, I don't want to die regretting. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, who wants that? I mean, tingali sa mga uban people nga who, you know, kanang naana silang stage nga padung na sila mamatay, and then they think nga, I should have done this. Well, you should. I think you should. Like, I think one of the things that I want to say is try out as much as you can do. Like, try different things, commit mistakes, you know? It's not like one mistake isn't really the end of you. So I think as much as possible, you do things that wala pa nimo nabuhat. Like, you can get a lot of piercings, whatever that is. Basta just be, again, in limitations, diba? Kaya, of course, we have to be considerate of the things that we might not kanang get into ba. And of course, kita tanan just live the
For the purposes of government intervention, stay in school, kids. Don't do drugs.
You don't wanna spend your like half of your life, or maybe 3/4, like 1/2, 3/4. Say mas dako.
3/4.
You don't wanna spend. You don't wanna. Are you okay? You don't wanna spend your life 3/4 of your life kanang regretting on the things that you should have done. And in fact, you have all the time in the world to spend doing. You know, to do it.
Just to go off on a tangent, I do like how, this idea of I'm regretting not having like chronicled my life, or having like, that's when a lot of people start to write memoirs.
Yeah.
Like, it leads to a lot of memories being a bit warped when historians look back at them, because like people are mostly writing stuff about their life at the twilight stage of their life. So that's how a lot of things get twisted. I guess that's a good thing to compare it with like stuff that with, I guess, the paper trail of what they did like early on, to try and like compare that. But I think one interesting thing about writers is that they kind of see that, and to most people, the concept of like writing a memoir at the age of like your 20s or your 30s seems very alien. Like, you know, for example, one of our earlier writers, Shirley Jackson, she wrote 2 memoirs, which I guess worked out for her because she didn't even get to live to the age of 50. I mean, I didn't mean it that way, no. But, you know, like, that's another angle, I guess, that I was just thinking about when you guys are talking about like trying to chronicle, trying to get the film screening of your life.
Yeah. Also, biologically, when you get older and then naka sa stage nga, you think about your life, your memories also solidify. Like, example, what I remember of this broadcast is just like 5 seconds of it, but that 5 seconds is so solidified na, like a core memory. Muna na siya yung reference na for your future memoirs. Like, yung siya sense. But then again, tomorrow is never promised. So, do what you want to do, but still, any limitations should. Because, like, what if like you don't have the chance to write your memoir because you die tomorrow? Like, in that sense, bito. So, like, live your life lang the way you want to live your life. But again, as a mixture of the bird and the stone. Because if you also like super fierce at God and you want to do drugs and mag-drug school because this is how I want to live my life. But then again, you also have to bear in mind that part of us is also a stone. Part of us is also a stone because it is required in the society. Like, dili siya option to be a stone or not, because by law, you have to have a piece of that stone with you. Kaya you have to abide by these laws in order to live harmoniously in the society that we are in right now.
Yeah. Not just kanang laws, but yeah, sa atong own human limitations nga. We really can't see anything. Like, I can't see the sun rays. But like, sa ato ang ascribe na lang dyan nga human limitations in a way that makes us a stone, whether we like it or not. Yeah, it kind of like points us back to why the poet like talked about cave paintings, because even though, if you really think about it, the people who made those cave paintings are people who are already dead for millions and millions of years. But
okay,
those
cave...
Not millions.
Not
millions, but like... Okay. Billions?
No, 200,000.
Oh, 200,000.
Even less than
yes.
that, actually.
So, they've been dead for that much long, and yet, moto, there's a piece of them that dictated that they lived. Yeah, they existed. So, it's kind of like those cave paintings are the legacies that nga ilahang na nabilin in this world. And it kind of like says nga, it kind of asking like, ikaw, unsa may legacy nga imong mabilin diri sa world, knowing nga we all die. So unsa man ang imuhang cave painting? Ring ana siya. So yeah, so I guess to wrap it up, overall we really see that The Language of the Birds by Richard Sicken really makes us contemplate about the complexities of our lives, of us as humans, as individuals, and how we express ourselves into this world. It's kind of like tackles the line between reality and representation and of existence, and the eternal search for meaning and identity in the face of existential questions.
That was Richard Sicken's The Language of the Birds, read by Zaidel V. His first book of poems, Crush, was published by Yale University Press in 2005. You can read more of his poems on poets.org, linked in the show notes. He will also be releasing a new book containing 77 poems titled I Do Know Some Things, coming out this fall 2024. This has been episode 2 of Story Bites. We hope you enjoyed listening to the program. You can find links to the works read and other reading recommendations in the show notes. You can find us on DYUP Sugbo's YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Again, if you want us to read your poetry or short stories on the show, check out the DYUP Sugbo page for more details. Our writing prompt for March is on women. Thank you for being on this journey learning with us. And see you next time.
Live on air from the University of the Philippines Cebu Radio Booth in service of the people. This is 98.9 DYUP Sugbo, Kaubalin mo.
Maayong adlaw UP Cebu. I am Omi Igot and you're listening to Sayayo UP Cebu, the beat of campus, the pulse of news. Now for the headlines. Man killed while washing his car. Magnitude 5.3 earthquake hits Surigao del Sur. U.S. to provide food aid via military planes to Gaza. Southeast Asian bad blood over Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. Ateneo beats UP and their former coach in UAAP volleyball. Today is Friday, March 1, 2024. Time check, it's 10:40 in the morning. Good morning mga Eskolar ng Bayan and to our fellow listeners both online and on demand. So finally, it's, thank God, it's Friday and it's the first day of the month of March. Indeed, there's much in store for today along with our stories. And so stay tuned for, we'll be talking later about our latest updates here in Sayayo UP Cebu. Now, for our top stories. Man killed while washing his car. While washing his pickup vehicle, a 57-year-old man was shot in close range by the riding in tandem at around 5 in the afternoon on Tuesday in Barangay Kawayan, Dalaget town in southern Cebu. The victim was identified as Eric Villahermosa, a resident of the said place. He was brought to the Isidro C. Quintanar Memorial Hospital in Barangay Bugo, Argao town, where he was declared dead on arrival. Based on the investigation by the Dalagat Police under Major Clemente Seralder Jr., the back ride shot the victim in the head and fled. The police are still trying to establish the motive of the incident. For the national news, magnitude 5.3 earthquake hits Caguate town in Surigao del Sur. A magnitude 5.3 earthquake struck the surrounding waters of the Caguait municipality in Surigao del Sur just this Thursday, February 29 of this year. According to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, the earthquake occurred on 8:10 a.m., 78 kilometers east of Caguait. Furthermore, PHIVOLCS also reported that this tremor is an aftershock to the magnitude 7.4 earthquake that previously hit the province on December 2 of last year. However, despite the intensity, PHIVOLCS stated that no damage to properties were expected from this earthquake. For the international news, U.S. to provide food aid via military planes to Gaza. Here is Gwyneth Tinga for the details.
Forces plan to airdrop food aid to Gaza as land deliveries prove to be difficult. Since the Hamas attack on October 7 of last year, 30,000 Palestinians has been killed by Israel, according to the Gaza believe are currently relying on aids delivered by the United Nations and other agencies. Michael Fakhri, UN appointed expert on the right to food, says that Israel depriving Palestinians in Gaza of food is a war crime. The Biden administration has been showing support to Israel from the beginning of the conflict until recently, where President Biden said he wants a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. Gwyneth Tinga, DYUP Sugbo.
That's it for our news, for our top stories today. For today's broadcast, we'll still be sharing our other news updates, so stay tuned as we will be back after this short break.
Men's basketball team clinches first win in Sasafi 2023. UP men's basketball team clinches first win in Sasafi 2023.
Annie welcomes new members.
Kate Ginocor stands as sole nominee for Body of unidentified man retrieved near Second Mandawi Mactan Bridge.
Egyptian blue found over famous sculptures at the
Annie welcomes new
French.
members.
You're listening to
First
Sayaw
General
UP Cebu here at DYUP Sugbo, Kabuhayan.
Exploring the heart of UP Cebu beyond its commitment to bring relevant and timely news.
Covering significant events, addressing the interests of the UP Cebu community.
Extending beyond campus, engaging wider communities.
This is
Sayaw UP Cebu,
the beat of campus, the pulse of news.
broadcasting live from Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Sayaw UP Cebu.
And now we're back. You're still listening to Sayaw UP Cebu. Time check, it's 10:45 in the morning. Now, for the latest chicas in the world of show business. Southeast Asian bad blood over Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour. Albay Representative Joey Salceda questions Singapore's exclusive deal for Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour, citing economic and diplomatic concerns, urging a reevaluation of the Philippine concert scene. We have our resident chikadora, Yusip Pulvera, for the latest updates.
Representative Joey Salceda has taken center stage, asking the Department of Foreign Affairs to dive into the exclusive deal between Singapore and the production company behind Taylor Swift's global phenomenon, the Eras Tour. Salceda seeks answers from the Singaporean embassy over exclusive terms granting AEG%, costing a $60 million boost in industry revenues. These terms reportedly bars Taylor Swift from bringing her musical magic to other Southeast Asian destinations. Taylor Swift will light up Singapore's National Stadium from March 2 to 4 and March 7 to 9. With a massive 300,000 tickets sold, fans are swarming to the island city-state. Salceda expresses concern over neighboring countries missing out on attracting foreign concert-goers due to the exclusive spectacle. Salceda is spicing up the tour drama with an economic twist. He's calling for a Philippine concert scene upgrade, blending entertainment, economics, and diplomacy. The issue, he says, is an international rift, and Salceda contends that such practices contradict the principles of consensus-based relations and solidarity within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Yusip Pulvera, DYUP Sugbo, Kabuhayan.
For the latest updates in sports, Ateneo beats UP and their former coach in UAAP volleyball. The UAAP volleyball courts Ateneo shatters the streak with a historic win against UP, led by Oliver Almadro, their former coach, their first victory of the season. A crippling development in UAAP volleyball, Ateneo and coach Oliver Almadro have parted ways due to a series of losses. In their recent face-off, Ateneo managed to secure a win against their former mentor, keeping him winless in the season. The match against the University of the Philippines showcased an extraordinary comeback from Ateneo, overturning a 2-set deficit to claim victory. Sergio Veloso, the Ateneo's new coach, commended the team's resilience, emphasizing their strong mindset throughout the game. Despite commendable efforts from UP's Bostrillo and Itang, who scored 17 and 13 points respectively, the Lady Maroons remain winless after 3 games. Now for the recap. Man killed while washing his car. Magnitude 5.3 earthquake hits Surigao del Sur. U.S. to provide food aid via military planes to Gaza. Southeast Asian bad blood over Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour. Ateneo beats UP and their former coach in UAAP volleyball. And those were the top stories for today's broadcast. Thank you for listening to Sayayu UP Cebu, the beat of campus, the pulse of news. Once again, this has been Omi Igon, and you've been listening to 98.9 DYUP Sugbo Kauban Nimo.
Live on air from the University of the Philippines Cebu Radio Booth in service of the people. This is 98.
Wala man ko'y bahandi, walay mga bulawan, dili ako halang doon. Kastilyo ko gamagikan sa balas, ray nakagako sa lamang. Di ko man makabot ang buwan, di ko man matapok ang matag bituon, di ko man mapugnan ang buwan, di ko man mahatag ang tanan kanimo apaning kasing-kasing mo. Tanan banggong ako kanuna na imuharap. Walay mapasigarbo ning pobre nga lindahaw, kini ang sugilanon, Pasok ko tuod puros kura, hala di gurang ipaguba. Di ko man makabot ang buwan, di ko man matapok ang matag bituon, di ko man mapugnan ang huwan, di ko man mahatag ang tanan kanimo apan ni kasing-kasing mo. Tanan bang gugma ko kanunay na imuhara. Ako magapabilin nga magmatinodanon ang imong kabalyerong kalasag ko hurot gipang taya apan nihatag ko kanimo ang tanan. Di ko man makabot ang buwan, di ko man matapok ang matag bituon, di ko man mapungan naman, di ko man mahatag ang tanan kanimo paning kasing-kasing mo. Tanan bagugma ko kanunay nga imuhara. Asa kahako talahon ng akong mga pangandoy, asa kahako paron ng mga bako kong ikaw. Bisan di ko maamkon karon naaraang og mapuhon. Bangon adlaw buntag na andam na ko gani haraw. Bagong adlaw na usab sa pagkabot sa madam ko. Ako'y mahimo, ako ang pagatumano, kay dili ko mapahilo, isinggit sa dughan ko. Bisan di ko maangkon karon naaraan ug mabuhay. Haraw
makiduyog, andam namin maminaw.
Cause we'll always be here right with you.
You're still listening to DYUP Sugbo, kauban nimo.
This is Dear Oble, your avenue to be heard. One confession at a time.
Sulat mo. Basta ko. Hello, Blesties. Good afternoon. Time check. It's 12:25 in the afternoon. Time to eat your lunch. Pero murag, dili jud lunch akong napalit kay sneakers.
Uy, nice kayo mga display ang mga sikad right now sa Hoya Gallery, everyone.
It's the Mindworks week still. Kay pre-Mindworks mo tong last week. And then this week, it's still Mindworks week. And also Kopsai week. And tonight, they will be holding their culmination, I think. I'll be judging their mixed Kopsai.
So guys, if moadto mo sa Hoya Gallery karon, bring na lang at least 1,000 pesos kay murag daghan jud og mapalit.
True. Nakapalit na ko mga for myself, mga duha, and then nakoy extras for
kinsa man ay hatag
for my friends.
Friends ba?
Yes.
Friends ra ba taman?
Ingon gani ko mag-inform na lagi mag-trauma dump lang ko next week or in the next 2 weeks kung nadugangan ba akong friends or we're finally breaking that streak of me being single.
Sa Friday, kung update sa love life.
Dali mo, slow burn. Wait, kumusta mo ka, Minley, for the first time hosting with me?
Kaya mo ka, I feel so honored. Kaya pag first year pa dyan ko gusto mag-host ni mo, DJ Adi. I'm like, Lord, 3 days ko nag-look forward aning session.
Hala, ako di wadyo ko gulo.
Okay, fine, sige.
Kami.
Gawas na ko.
Kami. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's my first episode for this semester. This is your sexy body cutie. This is baby mo, baby nating lahat, DJ Adi.
Ug ako di ay si DJ Mins, always ready sa chismis, mapa-aslom or tamis, mapa-Bisaya or English.
Ako kay checka na jo ako no para mabaligya ko yung kay Minli kay it's giving. So, what are we looking forward today? Today there's what? There's what in the air aside from Okal?
There's love on air. Wow. Kanan ko ani, this is my favorite episode sa tanan Dear Oble. Kanang love na ba kanang gugma-gugma na.
Ako, I've been always requesting Love is on Air nga episode and they never granted me that. So,
maybe because single.
Joke ra. Okay, guys. Bye. Cherry, Dili sa mag-sign off. Okay. But today, Love is on Air. So we'll talk about love, whether that's happy or sad or it's complicated. Yes. Yeah. But before anything else, let's do some fun facts. Fun facts, no? Let's set things straight. So Minli, what's your status right now?
I am happily married.
Married!
Happily taken.
Oh, nalalamang na naman sila.
For this episode is for the single.
Yes, I am happy. I'm happily single, but shout out to you. Maybe you wanna break it soon.
Sige na, pwede namin update in the next Friday ba?
Correct. Therefore, if wala ko diri, that was the update you're waiting for. I need 4 weeks away to work. So, are you excited now?
Yeah, very much excited for our very first confession of the day. So, confession number 1, pasok.
Dear Oble, I'm not usually one to be saddened by my current single status or the lack of a relationship, whatnot. I pride myself in my independence and I love being single. No responsibility and obligation to anyone. But recently, I've been getting so anxious. It's as if someone has put a spotlight on my loneliness. I wasn't self-conscious about it, but now that the spotlight is on it, I feel so anxious and envious. All the people I've had a crush on are seniors, and let's be real, pa-fall ang mga seniors. And they're either gay or taken. I've never been bothered by my loneliness, but then again, it would feel great to have a significant other, to feel unconditionally loved and cared for. That's all from me, Oble. I love you.
Oh my God. So sa seniors. Palihog! Ano mo ginawa mga seniors pa fall daw? Ay, dili ko pa fall. Ang mga freshies ang pa ma-call out na Uy, sa na ba yung mga freshies nga mga minors dira? Wait lang sa daw to mga 18. Dili nyo na mag-wait. Pero I think before anything else, funny kayo kung they're either gay or they're taken. Yun na common theme sa UP, no? Like collectively, di mo maingon kung si sender kay like, when we talk about the binary, kung like cis male or cis female siya, kay either way, UP, tanan options available. the rainbow is rainbowing. Yeah. Pero, I before I like divulge like on the actual situation, like one, you're valid, but at the same time, okay, let's talk about Minli, or like let's hear from Minli, because you've already overcame that stage, and you're like out of that pit, kumbaga, and like the way we paint singleness has always been negative. So how do you see the confession from our oblasti number 1? Before kay feel yun mo ang pressure, no, kung single ka and everyone else around you kay taken. So like, oh, sana all, like sana all na lang jud ko for a while, sana all ra ko, pero kanang kumalir na nimo nga to be comfortable with your own company, kay diha na sad siya mo abot for some reason. Kung diha na pagka comfortable kayo sa imong pagka-single, diha na pud siya mo abot. So are you saying we're Chinese? I think personally, it talks about how like young you are, and I think environmental pressure. When you're young and at this generation, daghan kay expectation from you that you have to be pretty, you have to be smart, and then now there's ad pa na you have to also have a significant other, you have to be boyfriends and girlfriends and dating out. And I think it's valid to sometimes feel na you're kind of left out. I think one of the things that I'm always openly talking about is that I never experienced parang high school love. Yeah, the quirky ones, nga cute ones, like immature love na cutesy ra in the hallways. But I think it also has something to do because of where I came from. Like Mindanao and Zamboanga City is fairly very conservative. So the love that is love like mine is not as acceptable. So I think that's where I kind of already accepted that I'd probably never have a love that's consummate, or I'll never get to hold hands with someone that I like. And most of the time I got used to the idea that I'd love or like someone from afar, and then I just let my feelings die down, whether that takes 3 months or 1 week or a year or so. I just got used to it. So never do ko confess to a point, although like, oh my gosh, although to a point like my almost 2 relationships were both women, and I think probably that's both good and a bad thing, because now I'm starting to question if I really did genuinely like the girl, or I like the thought of liking a girl. So whether that is whether those are both, I think both is valid ragi hapon. And at this point in time right now, yeah, it's okay to be pressured with everything that you see on social media and other people. Like ako sad, gusto sa ko holding hands with me. No, but I think it springs from the fact that you have so much love to give. And I had this conversation with my friend, and my friend was like, hey, I just had a meltdown or breakdown because I just realized that I have so much love to give and I don't know where to put it. And now the growth that I have in the past year, this is my show, this is my time. Really listening, right? True. But when it comes to now, I think I'm at an appropriate age, and I am so much more comfortable with myself and my company. At the same time, I see the value with my friends and giving the love to them. It's because it's the love that you can share, not just to a significant other. And most of the time sidetrack ka with the idea that this love can only be poured out with the significant other, diba? First of all, I am so sorry that you went through that, like before nga you were suppressed and everything. But now in Cebu, hopefully you feel more at ease with yourself and everything, at ease with your love.
nice akong part because I not got to experience, pero kay nerd mo pag high school, no? So murag iwan ko sa fact nga na crush pag high school. So I got lucky nga the first relationship I had was like a serious relationship dayon. Akong boyfriend right now is my first boyfriend sad. So like nasurtian lang siguro ko. So dili man jud tanan. Dili siguro tanan as lucky as me. So different good og circumstances from like the upbringing sad and then the environment that you grew up with. So I think magdepende gid ang love nga imong mahatag sa imong environment.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the reality gid siya nga maybe suppressed kaayo, like what you said nga there's certain environment that suppresses this kind of love. And then sa UP though, love nga bisag unsa is accepted, which is very nice. So ako maingon ni Oblasti number 1 is daghan pa.
Daghan pag bayot? Charis, Kimi.
I mean, sige lang, cause ang mga seniors karon mo graduate naman. So next year, na po ilain seniors nga ba? So madaghan na po imong options.
True. Murag, unsa ba rin ka siya nga year ay nagproblema siya sa mga seniors? Kaya yung mga seniors, mapag-graduate na mo, oy, kay i-curse doon mo sa mga estudyante. But also, I think I am also at a position to say that you can explore and you can try. I am already here for 1.5 years and I've had several situationships. All of them I would like to put in the factory. In the storage room na lang. And
learning curves daw sila.
Yes. Some of them ugly ones.
Gawas na, no? Ano lagi mo gawas ang ugly nga word kung man na ang situation.
Yes. No, but I think with some other people that you meet, they either become a win or a lesson. It's just that. And do not be scared and do not be shy to open this up to other individuals. And if there's any place to be courageous to go after the people you like or you want, I think it's in UP.
It's UP, Jen.
Yeah. I think so far I don't have that big of an urge, or like I'm not as frustrated to say the very least, is because wala na enjoy na ako ang moment at the same time, pero muto ka ra jud siya nga what if na ko'y maka-holding hands and everything, pero
yung mga freedom mall dayon nga kinsa di ko holding
as in promise ningon jud ko, like if magkauyab jud ko kay as in yayabangan ko talaga kayong lahat. Promise. As in, babalikan ko.
Nanay mo rampa sa Oble dapit. Holding hands.
Yes! Pero, I also wanted to say, like, how do you balance the responsibility, of course, of being in a relationship? Like, are you the same school or not? Not ba?
No, he's in London right now. Hi, babe.
He's in London right now.
No, LDR, I think mas easier siya sa akong part cause not easy. Oh my God, LDR is so hard. Easy siya in a way cause dili mi always magkita. So if mag-date me kay study work date lang siya. So mag-Google Meet me for like 6 hours kay mag-study and then mag-work siya. So yung super hard good ang LDR. And then, I feel like, same gingon ganina, if magrampa mo sa Oble, nga ka holding hands, basin ma-pressure og samot si Oblasti number 1.
Hala, giblame pa ni mo, paki. Wakoy paki. Hi, Charis Kami. No, but that's true. Oh, that's interesting. But also, most of the in my friend group at least, we have one last relationship standing, to say the very least. And it's also an LDR. Shout out to our mother and father, Daisy and Coco. Yes. Pero nila ko yabangan. Oh my gosh, siguro requirement yun sa akong co-host ko na uyab. Therefore, si Reith kay ma-evict na siya.
Reith, pangita sa dog uyab before ka maka-co-host ni. Ay, na may uyab si Reith!
Ay, nasa, no? Hala.
Oh
yeah, guys, it's confirmed! I am the lucky charm. No, but it's that. But I love that we made the situation light in as far as that. Because I say, it's just a phase. But at the same time, kung kana na jud ang hinungdan is start, right, or ending?
Hinungdan is cause.
Okay, so mali ang context ko. Basta parang ang iniisip ko, like, if that's already like your fate to be like with yourself, I always see the positive in everything, even if bisbati na kay batasan. Charis! I always see the positive in everything. It's because parang your singleness could probably be an opportunity to be closer to your friends and be able to do acts of service and all. And again, I'm one with all the girlies who are victimized by their love for men. Yes.
Men today ang problem.
Yes! Yes! You can't spell problem without men. Asa to gikan?
Nigawa surgery daw to.
True.
Anyway, si Oblesti number 1 kay na-pressure man siya. I mean, di siya sure if ready na siya in a relationship. Basin, grabe kay external pressures niya nga feel na niya kailangan na siya magka-uyab bisan dili siya ready.
Yes. So, but yeah, like, if you ask me, am I ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready for you. Give me. No, but I think like the person right now. Wow! We're going out, Cherries. Shout out to you. Shout out na to siya.
So, we're in a situationship right now.
We're not like, a situationship. We're like friends, I think. And I mean, it's already like clear hint that
Pero do you see it like going to something serious?
Yeah, I think so. I think so or not. But I guess
Taga-UP. Wala, interrogate na.
Yes. No, but I guess in this situation, like I'm happy because we started off as like friends. We're friends right now, and wherever it leads, like we're friends. You know, but I think please clarify. Please clarify if
Weird
you have...
because me and my partner, wala mi nag-friends at first. Like, dili siya nang uyab na ako. So, like, we got friends like, in the process na. Ang friendship kay, in the process na sa ang relationship. Yeah, so, like, for still, I suggest ihapon nga, dapat friends mo daan. Because makaibaw na ka sa principles, values, and morals of a person if friends mo daan.
I also think different dynamics because situationships that I had like automatically started with the intent that we're gonna be romantically involved or anything like
so
that.
So this one's different.
This one's different. Na parang friends first and then So but I don't know. I might be like being delusional or all, but
it's okay. We feed bad delusions here in Dear Oble.
True. That's why. So So ang lesson nato for today with Oblesti is one, ang mga seniors dili na magpa-fall.
Yes.
You know. Shifty priorities. But also ang mga gay dili na magbinay. Nakaka-oppress na pala tayo ng minority sa UP, but that's life. And also there's this beautiful line from the play, from the musical Sweet Play dialogue from Pasok of our entry. It's about the flower nga. O diba nindot siya kung isa pero mas nindot siya kung like mag together. Yeah, what was the word? Hugpong. O diba? Like diba nindot siya kung isa ra pero mas nindot sila kung hugpong.
Pero what if ang hugpong nga uban flowers kay mga toxic flowers? So it's better to be alone na lang.
Yeah.
Kaysa be surrounded with like toxic or like kanang nalaya na nga flower and then mupugos jud ka to be in a bundle with them and then it's making you laya sad. So
dili ra siya worth it. True. Yeah. So parang 'di ba, parang the vegetables kung may isang bulok na masasali sa fresh, biglang nabubulok din. So be with fresh people.
Yeah, make sure that you surround yourself with people na have good intentions sa inyong friendship. Because sometimes, like even like in friendships, kay toxic na sad kayo nga they drag you down. So better na lang to be a flower by yourself and be pretty by yourself.
Yes.
So kanina si Oblesti, maybe not be more comfortable with your own company, but maybe settle lang with the company of your own company.
Yes.
Kaya sa imo ipugos imo self into a relationship and then tungod din sa societal pressures, di ba? So dili siya worth it. It's unfair for you and your partner if yung ana nga consequences mo meet.
Yeah. And I like you get to offer a better version of yourself. So work on yourself while you're at that.
Actually, true.
When you protect your peace already, it's hard to destroy it. Kanang you know what you want. Yeah. Like one thing I actually did like at the start of the year is like end the situationship that I had and all because I wanted to start fresh and start with good positive energy, good juju.
Again, and then, prioritize yourself first.
Yeah, and then I wrote a note, like I started to write a note kay I came across this TikTok nga the moment I started to set my standards straight, that's when I met the man of my life. Duh! Boom! So like ang first, gibutang jud niya like tanan na requirement niya. And mine is like a collective na slowly it's building up. So first on that list is he has to be tall, at least 5'6".
Duh! Dapat taller than. Nasa ko sa quote nga, high value women or men attract high value women or men also, not like women or men, but like if you're a high value person, you attract also another high value person. So make sure sa first that you're a high value person. Okay, if dili ka mag-work on yourself and then dili pa ka high value, mag-attract sa og mga low value people. So unsa man ang relationship? Uy, if low value
True. And you don't want to engage in a relationship that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to remember at all, because relationships should be, savored, and then these should be told. So parang as much as possible you go where it's most utilitarian.
Define.
Next, please. Next question. Pavoid. Yeah. So I think that is for our oblasti confession number 1.
Taas gito
yeah, very high. So, yes. So I think we're ready for a short break para maka-konsenta.
Ilunok sa na inyong lunch.
Yes, kaon sag maayo. We'll be back after this short break.
We keep going in circles. We keep trying. We ask the same questions over and over again. You don't tell me what you need. I don't understand what you want from me anymore.
Unsa man jud, babe? Asa man ta mangaon?
Maun na. Dapat naminaw jud ta sa NKKLKL before ta nihawa. This is a friendly reminder from NKKLKL. Naa namo tanan. Kalihok, kasadya, kadasig. Sa
Wow, welcome back to Dear Oble. So karon, murag ready na sa itong second confession no. Kay grabe init gito ang first confession. Kanang single gito siya. Pero karon nga confession, we're getting ready to relationship na. So ready na ba ta maminaw sa itong confession number 2?
Correct. Charis.
Hello, wala kay choice.
Sige, go.
Confession number 2. Pasok.
Dear Oble, I met this guy online through a game, and after quite some time, I fell for him. He's from another country, and we have different religions. I started doubting his words and actions ever since I found out that this religion does not allow relationships. He never knew the reason for my doubts. But actually, that's the most painful part because we were never in a relationship. A few days after his birthday, I told him I wanted to end things. I didn't want for his response and deactivated my Instagram. I thought that would be the last time, but then he messaged me on Discord to fix things after finding out I had left. We were able to fix things, but now as friends. Today, it's been 216 days since we met. I've never heard his voice, we only watch movies together. He sends me pictures of his pets or some places when he updates me. He knew I love sky lanterns, and he would buy some and send the pictures to me. I've never been in a relationship. I don't know how to communicate my feelings, but I learned it because of him. I'm afraid to be vulnerable, but I'm vulnerable when it comes to him. We were each other's comfort. I'm willing to endure things for him. But I don't want to be in constant confusion, but there will always be a part of me that loves him. Is this all worth it? Should I continue holding on to this friendship?
Sakit lagi siya. Kaya complicated kayang the entire thing. Like, there's a lot to dissect. First of all, he's in another country. Lain-lain sila religions. Wa pa siya kadungog siyang voice. Huh?
Oh my gosh!
So mag-watch sila movies together and then ma-feel sa di mo nga there's a genuine connection ba? But daghan lagi kay circumstances. And like, among relationship sa akong uyab right now, we're in a different country plus we have different religions. So maka-relate ko ani. But he's Catholic and I'm like a Protestant. So weird, weird, no, pero like different mag-clashes good og like practices sa faith, values and morals. So lisod good na ang lain-lain og religions kasi lain-lain sad mo gibarugan nga morals and faith. So unsa man inyo pag find og common ground if in the first place lain-lain na gyud mo og kanang ground nga gibarugan.
That's true. I think speaking from also like a very complicated religion, such as Islam. Ramadan soon. Yay. But I think it's also because they say like in science opposite attracts. So I think that's one thing. But at the same time, we are very vulnerable when it comes to social media and the connections that we put in, but at the same time this is where we're able to also forge the most genuine connection that we have with individuals, especially when it's offline and you literally don't have a picture of them or even a sound of them.
Just
so
have to trust their words.
Yes, there's less judgment.
Heavy gid ang trust nga imo ibutang if social like kanang internet relationship.
Yeah.
Especially ani niyo kay grabe kayo sila. Grabe kay attachment ba nga send og lanterns, gipalitan siya lanterns para cause he or she likes lanterns and then gipalitan. Pero the thing is weird gyapon kay like wala sila nakakita siguro sila sa each other's faces but not the voice, right? Ing ani nakagrabe ang ilahang attachment with each other. So grabe gud siya og na put nga trust and faith ani nga partner. Kay bisag wala siya kadungog or dili sila physically together, ing ani na nga connection ang yang na feel.
I think one with the confusion whether they're in a relationship or not, or they're just attached, or it's just a friendship, or will they be able to progress. I'm gonna talk on a perspective of an individual who has internet friends and I'm able to meet them like the one. So back in November 2022, that was the time I was still new here in UP Cebu, and that was the time where we used Omegle and Ome TV. And I met this person, like a friend of mine. He became my best friend. So weirdly, because
from the internet.
So what happened was I didn't like him because I felt like he was attacking me the entire time we were talking. Because we were debating on a political issue or thing. So he was like, oh, so ganito ganyan. And I was like, what do you take me for, dumb? So that's the energy up until he was like, oh, like I really had an interesting conversation with you. Do you want to be friends outside of this? I was like, you wanted to be friends? Yeah, and we turned out to be very close friends. So shout out to you. I miss you. And we went out we went on road trips. Although we haven't seen each other. I mean, we've only seen each other twice. Because you know what's interesting? He goes to school in my hometown. Like in my city, in Zamboanga City. Like he lives 4 hours away pa, but he studies there. So like when I asked, oh, where are you from? Like I thought he was from Manila or so. Ano, taga dito na DIC. Like, oh, I actually study in,
Naka sa Cebu ato.
Yes, I was in Cebu.
Hometown.
Yes,
So,
and I was like, it's so weird na you are where I live and then I'm out of it. So I was like, okay, when I get home, let's meet and all. But I didn't have much expectation because, online friends, I don't think it
But
lasts
eventually,
that much.
like best friends mo.
Yeah. He's so sweet, so loving and all.
Pag nagsara kayo na sa internet, that you actually get genuine people.
Yes.
Because sometimes, like, mga
That's so
pedophiles and
true.
all.
Yeah, he always gets mad with my boy engagements because I always make the wrong decisions and he never agrees with it. But he's like, okay, you know what you're doing, but it's fine.
Yeah, we need good friends ngayon na.
Yeah, to
when
ground
we
you.
have bad decisions. Kaya
Yeah.
hey, sayop na.
True. But also like at first it's like, oh, you probably like there's like a questioning as well faced na, oh, are you romantically involved or like that guy, vulnerable girly, and I never had like a what are you saying, like a male friend. It's always hard for me because there's always this again misconception that I fall for them or so. But this time like it's more true. But I also have one. He's also in London.
Ooh.
Yeah, like he's British. I mean, like, technically British because he was born and raised there technically. So we're also met Omegle, and we all only talk like through social media as well.
Grabe, no? Genuine friendships
Yeah.
from Omegle.
And
like,
it's so
rare.
It's so funny kay siya kay Moing, like he would ask like very like, how do you say this, like very funny, dumb, weird questions about like gay people because he was like Moingon siya like in his accent nga, apologize. Like, apologize, but I never really had like, like a guy friend. And there was a time that I was telling him about like a guy, and then he was like, I said, I was like, oh, but we're not boyfriends and girlfriends. It's like, yeah, you're not boyfriends and girlfriends because you're gay, right? So that makes you boyfriend and boyfriend. And then pretty katawa na ako. I was like, no, because like I'm a girl now. And I was like, oh, that makes sense because siya like in his accent and all. But those are the things. So maybe on this one, and also na-shock ko sa 216 days. Since
murag ko. Lagi, grabe na kaya attachment
I googled
person.
I googled it. 216 days is technically 7 months. So 7 months in 1 week, 7.1. So
well, the thing is, nag-count siya og 216 days. So meaning, grabe gini ka serious ang kaninga connection
na
between
feeling.
them.
Yeah.
And because dili pa rin sa religion sa the other person nga mag-relationships, that's why siguro friends ra sila.
I have something to say with that. When it comes to men, they're persistent and they're determined, and you would see that with people they love.
At tinudjud na ako, di ba, my boyfriend kay different religions. Pero once na nag-uyab me, kay every Sunday, mukha siya na ako sa among church.
There is willingness. No,
compromise.
But they're determined and persistent, not only with their significant other, but when they're raised right, they treat their mothers, their aunties, their sisters very well. They're very protective. So when it comes to like differences like this, and they wouldn't cross the line for you, I don't think a man would ever be willing to do so. And that's just the reality. And that's with probably the men that I surrounded with and the men that I see in my life. They go all the way through for the person they love. And that's with general ba, na friends, girlfriends, and mothers and sisters. So with this, although na lay down na to ang idea na there's difference with religion, there's difference with country, if a man is willing,
if he wanted to, he would.
Will. Yeah.
Actually, tinudjud
And that's true. That's true. I believe with that, diba?
Yeah, sa ako sa relationship karon, if he wanted to, he would. Good. Diba, he's in London, but every time he misses me, kaya uli good siya. It's so far. I was like, mag-guilty jud ko. And then kumuuli siya, ting LE pa jud. So like, oh my God, how do I balance long exams and then ayaw pag-uli? Yeah, basta like he goes to like extra lengths good for me, and I'm so lucky.
Does he study there ba?
No, kana he's working na.
Okay.
He's supposed to be sa UP Cebu sad siya mag college, kaya nasulod siya, but then he got recruited na yung job offer right away because he's like a tech prodigy.
Okay.
So yeah, he took the offer there. And I would like to kuha what you said ganina nga, like politically aware. Dapat sad gyud nga if you have a partner, dapat I think same gyud mo og political stand. Ayo jud mo og sugot guys if apolitical siya or whatever, because that reflects mo good the morals sa person. So would you really want to date someone like that?
True. But also if ever man nga not the same, at least someone who's willing to learn.
Yeah.
You know, listen as well. Like dili lang like mubarog ra siya sa unsa iyang barugan, and there's a lot of individuals that are like that right now, I think. So I'm very happy with the people I surrounded with, like especially during the time of elections, or if we're talking about connections, right? Now, on the back of my head, I was like, most of my friends except for one are actually like, you know, on where I stand. But even though like we met like my best friends and all, and she was like, no, I actually voted for this. So I was like, no, so I have all of my friends are on my side. So in ato siya kay it forges like a strong connection when you have the same morals and values. Like I remember going out to our first like protest and rally, kay nag-candle lighting protest me after the results, like if we are gonna open up our traumas right now. But I was with my friends at that time as well. Na kato, like it's just fulfilling. So yeah, if he wanted to, he would.
DJ Adi, what would you say to Oblasti number 2 regarding yung issue nga ingani yun siya, like different kaayo?
I think you overcome, like you deal with your feelings, your romantic feelings. It doesn't like automatically gets cancelled out. But I see that there is a good friendship breathing within this. So unless he says that he wants you, and he likes you, and that he's willing to, you know, go after you and you know, work things out and the differences, then I think that you stick with a friendship. I wouldn't say settle, because friendship is not lower than romantic engagement and relationships. And sometimes people are meant to be your friend rather than your boyfriend and girlfriend. And I've seen that in some other people I engaged with as well. I just talked to one because I'm friends with one, and I was like, I wish we started off as friends rather than automatically went on with something more romantic, because I felt like you're better as a friend, or we're better off as friends,
Yeah, so like dapat gid siya mag-manage siya yung expectations, because maybe nag-expect ka gid siya og relationship out from this situation, right? And then dili gid ay for relationship ang inyong connection. And then I think mag good friends gid sila based sa iyang mga gipang ingon,
these are things you do with friends, and men are very sweet, and actually men are such good friends. That is why I feel so sad about men having to cut out their female friend because their other female their girlfriend would be like, they make me jealous and all. True. No. Okay. I also it really depends on the dynamics.
Sometimes mo good, like ma-feel mo good mo if
if
female
the girl
friends,
has
attentions, right?
Yeah, true.
And sometimes boys are so kanang dumb bitaw about this, nga di sila ka-feel it na intentions ang girls around them.
Yeah, and then mostly you would be painted as a bad person. No, but I'm sad. It's because it's true and it has to be done. Ganon. It's sad because the dynamic in itself would not help like the environment, because the other girl party would be at a point na they would cross the line. Already. And the guys are generally like just dumb. And they can't take signs. So they're very insensitive. Like, no, she's just a friend and all. Yeah, she's just a friend. But they're growing feelings eventually, and that is really true.
Unfair siya sa tanan parties.
Oh yeah. On all ends actually. Like, it's unfair for the girlfriend to have to push you to do so, and of course the guy because you have to cut out, and of course the girl kay we started off as friends. But if I am in a situation at that point, different siya if nauna jud nga close jud ang girl sa iyaha. Pero kanang nagsunod rata, like nauna ko girlfriend and then new girl, I think that's where I'd really no, you can't be closer to another girl that you just met.
Pero like what you said, luoy kay ang guys nga they have to cut out their like not only female friends but the feminine side of them also.
Yeah.
Because dili mo good ang guys right now are expected to be more masculine. Right? Pero like namo gi female energy inside because you were raised by your mom, diba? Or if you were raised by your mom, nagig kay female like feminine energy, right? But they have to cut that out because society demands them to be more masculine and have to do this and have to do that. So you can't cry, you can't be sweet. Yeah. Because we're like, bayot ka, kay sweet ka. Something like that.
True. And most of them are so sweet, like always. And like you look after them, and most of them are so in denial of wanting care. And most of the time they would deny care. There was a time when nag-away jud me sa akong best friend, and this guy, kay he was sick, and then he doesn't want help from me. So I was like, okay, call your sister, like your older sister, because she's gonna be worried with you. It's like, no, I don't want to be a burden to her. She already has a lot of things. And I was like, lisura ni mo ko, and I'm so far. I'm in Cebu, he's in Zamboanga.
This is the one nga katong
yeah, so I was like, okay, just accept the food. Like, just give me your address and everything. And then may mo siya, okay, like, isi-OD ni mo, like, how mag pair everything.
Wala mo ko sila naanad.
Yeah.
Kabi, ingana ang situation ba nga, i-care of gid sila maayo.
True.
Nga not their parents siguro. Like, from other people. So, ma-deny gid nila.
Yeah.
So, sila naanad.
But at the same time, I think that's where the female vulnerability as well, feminine vulnerability comes in. It's because we always, like a lot of men do not get to show the care that they have. So once a man shows like a little bit of care towards you, you already develop a certain feeling or attachment, diba? Na parang, hala, oh my gosh, gusto mo na ba ako? Ganon.
Different side because sometimes po, like sa females, kaya mas expected po sa females to be more feminine, like dapat pa bebe yun. So once nagay mo assert o something ang females po, kay isi po siya as like a bad thing. Nga, you shouldn't be assertive. You're female. Like,
true.
Dapat pabebe lang ka. You have to take whatever like ihatag ni mo.
Pretty girl. Yeah. Exactly. So, how do you handle this with your boyfriend? Like, at the time na murag dili siya magpa-care?
Actually, cause my boyfriend was surrounded with females man. Like, the entire time siya na-grow up. So, like, female energy good sometimes nga. He wants to be taken care of, which is nice because I want to take care man sad. Like, right now, he's very sick. Hindi siya gusto magpa-send og tamba. Sometimes would. Like, nagay, like, I'm strong. I don't need meds. The masculine energy comes out, but eventually kailangan pag siya like itap nga, sige na dawatan na ni ang tambal because like you're sick. Ay nako, I just wish nga they'd accept the care. Nga daghan like most like not females, like most like with the feminine energy or like most people in general kay daghan kay love and care to give.
Yes.
And sometimes lang ma-reject siya. You have to put it somewhere nga i-accept siya, right?
That's why like I'm happy with I'm happy na right now we're able to change that trajectory that during the Valentine's Day it's like even if you're a man it's okay to receive flowers. So I have this friend older than me and then na siya uyab then like I follow both of them, so he was like, oh, I received flowers this year. So murag cute siya kay nalipay ra sa siya maka-receive og flowers. So those types of things na it's I don't think like generally love is universal, care is universal, and there's no like gender to it.
In the case of blessing number 2, I'm sure nga he or she or they kaya na siya daghan king love to give. Concentrated ka siya ani nga person.
Yeah.
I feel like dapat or like I'm suggesting maybe you put that love and care somewhere else, like your family and your friends, because I feel like super pod ka hyper fixated ani nga internet connection, right? So I think you should like extend sad love and care to the other people that you love. Kay para sa dili ka always mag-expect og reply from this person, always ka mag-expect og something in return nga pwede man nimo i-divert imuhang or i-spread ang imo love and care sa other people, right?
And you do not set an unfair expectation to that individual, considering that he's probably not aware that you have these feelings for him. But I dare say you can still do these things. You can be vulnerable to him. You can communicate your feelings to him. It doesn't have to have a label that you guys are boyfriends and girlfriends, and this is a good friendship. And whether that ends there or whether that is the start of something more leveled up, you see it in a positive thing. You know, you don't kumbaga don't yearn on something that hasn't been there yet. Like parang wala namang namatay, diba?
Maybe don't revolve your world around
him as well. Yeah. You have a life.
Yes. They're not good. And in UP, there's like a lot of, if you're taga UP, daghan kay kag orgs nga pwede ma-joinan to maybe put your energy somewhere else. Maybe your ACAs, orgs, kay daghan kayo. If you wanna join DYUP, yay! Next sem,
true. Mag-station manager na sila na. Char, Kami. But those are the way I see it. I love how this conversation went on with how mature we see relationship right now. Okay, probably when we were younger, if we see this, would say things like, "Hala, toxic ka ng guy. Hala, he's leading you on and all." But we altered to realize that sometimes friendship is the best thing.
Actually. Grabe murag taas-taas gyud ito na chika aning blessed number 2.
True. And positive sad siya nga wala ra ta naguol, wala ta na sad, wala ta na lugi. Yeah, like it's a win. You're like I think it's still a win for you regardless if mag sad ka sa part nga wala, I'm not a girlfriend, but who cares, you know, you're still a friend.
And you're young pa sad. There's like taas pa kay imo life to experience all kinds of love.
What if dili na taas ako life? Charis ka.
Sad. Tomorrow is never promised.
True.
Actually.
But that one, you know, like don't dwell on it so much. Like the goal right now is enjoy.
And also prioritize yourself first. Like, be a high value person and then you'll attract high value people as well.
Wow.
And I think that would be the end for our second confession, and we'll be back after this short break.
Mare, ano nga ba ang nangyayari sa tubig natin? bakit hindi pa rin lahat may access sa malinis na tubig?
Totoo yan, pare. Dapat ba tayo maging kampiyon ng malinis na H2O gawing totoo para sa lahat?
Tama ka, Mare. Tayo ang magbabago. Sa pamamagitan ng programang ito, magkakaroon tayo ng sapat na malinis na tubig at tamang sanitasyon para sa lahat.
Pero, paano natin magagawa yun, pare?
Madali lang yan, Mare. Una, tayo mismo ay maging responsable sa paggamit ng tubig. Huwag nating sayangin at gamitin ng wasto.
Tama ka, pare. Dapat makiisa tayo sa paglaganap ng kaalaman tungkol sa kahalagahan ng malinis na tubig at sanitasyon. Edukasyon ang susi.
Huwag din natin kalimutan na ang pagbabago ay nagsisimula sa pagre-reforma sa patakaran. Kailangan na ipalam natin sa gobyerno ang importansya ng malinis na tubig.
Ay oo! Dapat talagang i-demand natin ang policy changes na ginagawang prioridad ang universal access sa malinis na tubig, no?
Ang huli, tayo ay maging bahagi ng malinis na H2O gawing totoo. Mag-donate tayo, mag-volunteer, at ipaalam sa iba ang adhikain na ito.
Sama-sama tayong kumilos dahil tayo ang magiging lakas ng pagbabago. Gawin nating totoo ang malinis na H2O.
Mga kaibigan, samahan niyo kami sa adhikain ng malinis na H2O gawing totoo. Ito ang pagkakataon natin para magkaisa at bigyan ng boses ang mga kababayan nating nangangailangan.
Hindi na tayo magpapahuli, pare. Sabay-sabay nating sabihin, malinis na H2O gawing totoo. Tayo ang pag-asa ng tunay na malinis na kinabukasan.
Ito ang hamon namin sa inyo mga kababayan. Sama-sama nating gawing totoo ang malinis na H2O. Tayo ang bida ng pagbabago.
Tara pare, hindi tayo dapat mag-atubiling sumali sa programa. Ang bawat tulong natin ay may malaking epekto sa buhay ng marami.
Isama natin ang boses natin. Magkaisa tayo para sa malinis na tubig at tamang sanitasyon. Malinis na H2O gawing totoo.
And this is still DYUP Sugbo, kauban nimo, and we're still in Dear Oble, where your avenue to be heard.
One confession at a time.
Where? Also where? Char. So, yeah, just to recap our two oblasti, our oblasti number 1 is currently,
of being single.
Yeah, single status and how she's there. She's there. So we're there. Charing. No, but like she's currently, feeling things about being single.
So
whether
you should focus on yourself, sa. And then I know murag grabe gid valid gid nga ma-pressure ka kasi sa society kay i-pressure na kita nila to have like a relationship, right, para ma-appeal ka, ma-in ka. If if nakayuyab in ka right now. But it's like a toxic magud nga pressure.
Yeah.
What if you're not ready for a relationship, di ay? So you have to be just focus on yourself and then remember your self-worth. Kay basin sa tungod kay pressure kay ka manguyab, imo na lang dawaton sa kinsa ang naa, right? And then dili siya part sa mo standards and that. So luoy ka. It's unfair sa both ends.
The right person will come. And then our next bestie is currently having a dilemma with their internet online interest, and she's so happy. At the same time, she's confused because everything positive that she must feel with the significant other is being given to her by this person, except for the label. So we dare say to enjoy what they have and wait if ever it progresses or wherever if ever it stays there. For now, she has to manage her they have to manage her expectation. Basin di ay si oblasti kay kuan di ay non girly di ay, so they have to manage their expectation with the person. It's normal to fall for individuals who are worthy to be falling in love with, and we can't stop ourselves from doing so, just as how we never chose to be born, diba? Parang we fall for people even if we don't want to. Like, magustuhan na jud nato na sila, and that's natural. But what's not natural is for you to set an unfair expectation from an individual who's, one, not aware of your feelings, but at the same time, who's also not willing to, cross the line.
Yeah, there's this quote my dad used to say, nga expect Nescafe, not Starbucks. Oops, we're boycotting Starbucks!
Yes!
So expect Nescafe, not coffee bean. Kana lang. Because Nescafe still tastes good. And then, sakto ra siya. But if mag-expect ka og ka ng brewed coffee, Jude, per me, Jude ka ma-disappoint. So you should expect Nescafe, which is still on, like, the quality is still good. So you shouldn't expect like tagdos nga kape. You should still expect Nescafe, right? Kasi sa ma-expect ka, do you get my logic?
True.
Yeah. Always expect Nescafe. That's what I keep in mind all the time. I should still expect for good, but not maybe the best. Because ma-disappointed you ka if you always expect for the best.
That's new. That's true. I learned from your dad. Hello, shout out to Mindy's dad. I don't have Chari Gabby.
Trauma
alarms. No. But that's really a good thing. Like really manage your expectation and
maybe friendship.
We set up for it. And at this point, I think we have our very very special enlightened individual to tell us an advice, right?
Okay, ang purpose bigit aning nga show is to ask tambag from
Oble. So let's listen. Dear Oble, what is our advice for these two Oblesties?
Distance means so little when someone means so much.
Para daw na sa Minli.
Please uli na. I need you.
No, sige, madunggan yun mo fly na sad ni. Uy. Okay, I mean, reading break naman sad, so you have time. But yeah, that's true. Distance means so little when someone means so much, and it's so true to me to an extent. I'm away from my parents, I'm away from my siblings.
See, not only in relationships, right?
Yeah. And like anytime like I like miss them, like for example I miss my mom, I look for sinigang because that's one of my favorite from her cooking. And then I don't even have to say it when I go home, like she would just cook randomly like sinigang when she does, and then I don't even ask. Yeah, I love sinigang. Like so sarap. So sarap, parang bata.
So I think that's the end for Dear Oble today.
Yeah, we're very happy. And would you like to plug something?
Yes, aside from being Bio Week next week, the keg events today.
Yeah,
it will be the end of Comsci Week,
which I am judging their mixed Comsci. That's their pageant. They're looking for their person, charing individual. So see you, Comsci people, and I think it's open for everyone as well. And we also have Mindworks ongoing.
Yes.
They have a freedom market or like market. Basta, market world.
As long as imo i-prepare imong wallet, kay for sure gyud naging may maggasto kasi nice ka yung mga displays.
True. About tech ay nagmalaki na sa iyang napalit. But there
wait lang ka, yung palit sad ko.
There's thrift clothes, there are bracelets, necklaces, decoration, stickers, of course.
Mapuno na sad ang aqua flask ninyo sa mga stickers.
I had to make space sa ako aqua flask. I had to remove one sticker I do not like. So, I wanted to change it. So that's one. But also tomorrow is the final culmination of the Mindworks. And if you see, the murals are almost done. Today's their deadline, so I think it has to be done by today. So you can invite your friends, your family to check on. UP is always open for everyone except for uniformed people.
In all sense.
Anong na police sa gawas, palihog lang na HPG. I didn't ask, like I usually ask, but nadyo din sa gate na to.
Right now? Today?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
My classmates nga take up of French, they were required to go to Lawak Sinihan right now because na daw French ambassador.
Yeah. And as I heard, like si Kira nag-invite sad. And also the French Film Festival is being held in Cebu City right now.
In SM, I think.
Yeah. So many things happening at once. wow! There's so many
It's like
things
mixed
on Go.
culture,
True.
good siya.
Ano to?
So, ang
Nakakalokal na tayo?
So, ngayon sa tech is sa SM Seaside daw kay Japan Film Fest. But in SM Cebu is the French Film
Festival. Yeah.
Wow!
Wow.
Nice, uy! And next week is Bio Week. So, mga fellow bio students, you have a lot to look forward next week. Such as like symposiums. Uy, mag-look forward og symposium. Like symposiums, mga Miss UPEX, like Amazing Race. So, guys,
watch out.
Yeah.
And then also tomorrow is the final combination again sa Mindworks. So there's gonna be this choral. They done it last year as well. So basically it's the concept sa barangay nga na choral and then mag-disco. So yeah, also performance arts.
Is it open for everyone?
Yeah, it's open for everyone.
Okay,
Go to
disco
school.
tad, guys.
Yes, and also performance art. If you see the installation art around, there would be a performance art that's connected to it. And
So meaning
upstage should also be we're doing experimental performance.
Where?
During the
So
culmination.
tomorrow also. Oh, daghan kay ganap tomorrow.
Yes. So you go to school tomorrow. There's a lot of things. Let's support artista ng bayan.
So be on your best
Also
outfits,
upstage
guys.
week. Yeah.
Daghan na ganap, uy.
Okay, yeah, March 13 to 15.
Is it like reading break already?
Yeah.
No pa.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Guys, so feel ko nag-look forward na gid mo sa 2-week break. Oh
Yeah,
my God, please, I
looking
need the break.
Yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, I think we had such a great time with everything. So yeah, this has been DJ Adi, ang sexy, cutie, baddie, ang baby mo, baby nating lahat.
And this is DJ Mims, and that is all for Love on Air of Dear Oble.
Your avenue to be heard.
One confession at a time.
Sulat mo.
Basa ko.
Thank you so much and see you next episode.
See you next week. Bye.
Blessings.
Alin nang makiduyok, andam namin maminaw.
'Cause we'll always be here right with you.
Libo-libong mga minuto mula ba'y di ko kabantay. Basta ikaw, akong kauban, ka segundong may katapusan. Libo-libong mga bituon, imong kaaniyag, di kahitupman. Basta ikaw, akong mabati, nga mo istorya, kung mo katawa. Ang sound ko sa kalibong adlaw nga, wala kas kong tupad. Nabisan asaw, bisan kinsa pa, ang akong kauban sakto na sa kaadlaw. Basta ako lang o ikaw. Libo-libong mga katawhan, bisan sa wakay pariha, tungod ikaw, gaino sara, labaw tanan, nga hinigugma. Ang sound ko sa kalibong adlaw nga, wala kas kong tupad, nga bisan asa o bisan kinsa pa, ang akong kauban sakto na sa kaalaw. Basta ako lang o ikaw. Pagibati mo, ikaw gain usara. Ani ang kamot ko, pagadawata. Kung sa lapok ka, pabilin kang naungot. Ani ang kusog kong magahulgot. Pagditi ka biyan, taliwala sa uwan. Mahugno na kining tanan, ayaw lang ng paglaom sa dughan mong nadakuman ang adlaw na raw. Mabundak pang mga awan sa kalisod o pagsuway, ayaw lang o kabala ka kita padayon na nagabarog. Ako kauban mong nagabarog, nagabarog. Kung mga bagyo kanunay mong di kasugat, kuyugan tikas tungasa, dugdug ug kilat. Kung gusto grang subong ikatubang, kuyugan tika para dungan talabang. Ug di ka biyan, taliwala sa uwan. Mahumno na kining tanan, ayaw lang ng paglaom sa dughan mong nadaguman ang adlaw na ra. Mubundak pang mga uwan sa kalisod ug pagsuway, ayaw lang o kabala ka kita padayon nga nagabarog. Ako kauban mong nagabarog, nagabarog. Di tama pakiyas kong magtinabangay, dungan taghaw asumag kinunitay. Di man ingkang ngit-ngit, igo lang ng mulabay. Tagbuon tang adlaw tuarang pahuway. Di tama pakiyas kong magtinabangay, dungan taghaw asumag kinunitay. Di man ingkang ngit-ngit, igo lang ng mulabay. Tagbuon tang adlaw tuarang pahuway. Ug titi ka biyan, taliwala sa uwan. Mahumno na kining tanan, ayaw lang ng paglaom sa dughan mong nadaguman ang adlaw na ra. Mabundak pa mga uwan sa kalisod ug pagsuway, ayaw lang o kabala ka kita padayon nga di tama. Paghiyas kong magtinabangay, dungan taghaw asumag kinunitay. Di man ingkang ngit-ngit, igo lang ang mulabay. Tagbuon tang adlaw tuarang pahuway. Di tama pakiyas kong magtinabangay, dungan taghaw asumag ginunitay. Di tuad ang paway.
Dungan tagparog, dungan tagsakasa, mga pagsulay kay dungan gyapunta. Wa ni urungay, wa ni biyaay kay kung magpapatlong dungan tamat. Ay kumpiyansa bay, ay kumpiyansa bay, ay kumpiyansa bay,
Ay kumpiyansa bay,
ay kumpiyansa bay.
Kalino, kasadya, kadasig, sa kinalibugan sa Cebu, kami ang nakakalocal, crazy local fight. Crazy local fight.
Maayong hapon mga iskot iska! You are once again tuning into Nakakalocal Crazy Local Finds, where we uncover Cebu's hottest spots, hidden gems, and must-visit locations in the heart of Cebu. So I am DJ Rain, the uptick and excited basta lakwatsa na ang hiskutan, together with my co-host who's always a perfect attendance sa laag.
Maayong hapon sa tanan. I am DJ Precious. This is Friday Finds, and today we will be featuring two local places that I'm sure it's not just the foodies out there who will enjoy listening to our episode today, but also those who are music lovers.
Wow! So before we begin, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms at DYUP Sugbo. That's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Once again, at DYUP Sugbo _UPC. So this way, you can get the behind-the-scene glimpses and stay updated on upcoming episodes.
If you're looking to explore additional locations for dining, shopping, studying, or just spending time, be sure to tune in to more of our episodes. Now, let's kick off the show with our first feature. Only here on Nakakalocal, Discover the Unseen, Treasure the Affordable.
Alright! I love that line! So, for our first feature, guys, we have Pavement Records Cebu. So, diba? Are you...
There is a pavement. From the word itself, Pavement Records.
Yes, giving music. No? Okay, so if you're on the lookout for classic vinyls to add to your collection, Pavement Records Cebu might be next on your must-visit list. They have been selling turntables, vinyl records, and anything analog since 2014. Initially, I thought when I read our, write-up, our research, I actually thought this was a new shop to dine in. It was already selling the ice since 2014.
Yeah, so it's been like a decade now?
Yeah, exactly. And Pavement Records is home to vinyl records of all kinds, and most especially a great source for old school favorites like Frank Sinatra. I'm so sorry, Frank Sinatra, Bob Marley, Bob Dylan, AC/DC, Nas, Queen, Nirvana, and many more. So grabe mga famous artists dyan.
Totoo. Wait, Frank Sinatra. One of my favorite songs.
OMG.
Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I didn't know.
As a Selenophile person who loves the moon.
As in, so you may even spot some rare, little-known titles from bands and artists you've never heard before. So I feel like you'd really want to go there.
Yes, exactly. Music lover, of course. Wait, there's more. Pavement Records Cebu also has some cool-down live sessions with the local artists and DJs. You can chill with your friends and enjoy fresh tunes. And what is chill without something to sip on, right?
Exactly.
So they also offer a wide variety of food and drinks made available for you.
It's really like the best place to chill because not only do they sell vinyls, they also have live local artists playing.
True. So they do support our local artists here at Cebu.
I love that. Plus, while listening, you can also sip and eat a little something on the side.
Enjoying the drinks or foods and then enjoying your bond with someone while listening to their music.
As in, that's like the best pastime ever.
Not just pastime, but it's the best time to give your free time, your precious time.
Wow, your precious time.
Well,
You know, spend your leisure time or with your friends and family if you want to. You know, your fam is a fan of music, so why not try it here? Exactly. And their opening hours are from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. daily.
Night owls, guys. Come on.
Exactly.
This is the perfect time for you to inom.
Oh my gosh, I did not associate myself. But guys, it's such a chill thing to do at night. Imagine you're listening to a live local artist at night and you get to sip on with your friends and family. You know, that's such a vibe there.
So, it's just a cute vibe though. Imagining
Uy, my partner. Imagining your partner adili ka, anak, DJ Precious.
Pero nice magandang vibes mo sa gabi. Kaya like, hilo mo baligan and then it's only the music that you could hear. Oh,
Very intimate. Wow.
Ay, intimate. I like the term intimate.
It's giving
The intimacy with someone.
exactly. Also, it's giving live harana.
Wow, Arana.
So anyway, how do we get there? So, their address is 32 Press, Quirino Street, Villa Aurora, Kasambagan, Mabolo, Cebu. So, it's in Cebu City, Philippines, near Putasan ni Adan. So, if you have a private vehicle or a car, you can navigate with Waze or Google Maps and set your destination to 32 Press Quirino Street, Villa Aurora, Kasambagan, Mabolo, Cebu. So, it's easy to find in Waze and Google Maps. So, very accessible ang place, no?
Accessible ra kaayo. And once na mag-arrive na to dito, sa matong maatngan dito, pili mo lang ilahang mga range sa prices. From 30 pesos to 300 pesos, masulit na nimo ang imong budget.
Exactly. So that's for non-alcoholic drinks. But, you know, if you also want to have a little alcohol, be a little tipsy on the side since they close at 1 a.m.
A little bit tipsy.
Yeah, they also have, you know, mga alcoholic drinks such as vodka, gin,
White
Malibu
Russian.
Cola. Yeah, wow. I kind of curious what that is.
I'm also curious about it because I'm not an alcohol drinker.
Same here. But it's around, their alcohols are around 200 to 300 pesos. So you can share that with your friends if, you know, ganahan mo after class. Why not chill after an exam?
Maybe, or maybe you just want to hang out to be wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, are you familiar with this Malibu Ionic? Is it Ionic? Am I pronouncing it right?
I'm not so sure. I think you're
Tonic? Ionic.
Oh, it's tonic. It's kind of erased here, the upper, but it's Malibu rum, lime, and tonic. I haven't tried that ever, so kind of curious, but personally, I wouldn't try it. I'm not much of a fan with alcohol.
Or maybe if our listeners wanted to try it out, just go there.
Yeah, why not? With all the music available, you know. Chill there, guys. Try it out.
Perfect drinks, perfect vibes. Everything is perfect. Ikaw na lang ang kulang.
Exactly. I love that. And guys, if you don't want to drink and also or you want to pair your drink with some munchies, they have some cheese platters, some nachos, and some truffle popcorn, mixed nuts. A lot of options in the table, and it only ranges for 100 pesos to 350. Super affordable for like a bunch of
True.
people.
I do agree. Yes.
Pwede mo mag-ambagan, guys, di ba?
What about you? Ikaw? If ikaw ang papili yun, kasi mong ganahan din rin.
Nga foodie, I feel like I would really love their butter popcorn paired with yummy little lemonade.
Okay.
But that's for like an afternoon vibe.
So na ay
yeah.
afternoon vibe.
Pero
so lahi sa evening.
Lahi na if evening, no? Lahi na ang energy sa gabi.
Okay. I'm quite curious sa Jamaican beef patty.
I've never heard of that.
Same.
No?
As in, I never encountered this one.
So now that they reviews from the people who've been there.
Okay, let's read some a bit.
So, ingon ang first, no? Lingawa gabi dili man taga nahag-uli ani. Salamat salamat ko na sa owner and Pavement Records Cebu sa intimate and cool venue. So, pang intimate,
diba? From the word you said, ganiha, intimate.
As in, pang intimate day, yun siya. I feel like this is a very close area. And with that, it adds more to the intimacy plus the music siguro. But also, I feel like it's not always like the feeling of intimacy.
What's good about music kay bisag dugay na panahon and then you just isn't kanang sa beat ra sa music imong madungog kay ma-remember na nimo ang memories mo during that time.
Yeah, exactly. I do believe that songs hold memories, especially if you figured it out or like you found that song from a person, diba? You associate
especially
it with them.
if it's someone na talagang nag-iwan sa'yo ng
Hoy, wait lang! May background story ba to?
Wala. Dila kayo muna, diba? Diba wala sa mga movies, diba? Yung naman.
Exactly. And that adds more sentiment to the song. Exactly.
Music says it all. Actually, gari sila na music defines us. Like, depende. Kung gusto ng music yung type ang mag-define sa imo.
Yeah. And sometimes when we can't say something, usually music.
Music ang magtala na.
Exactly.
Wait. Okay, sige.
And here's another review. They said that they've been there and lami ilahang drinks and there's special pika-pika. So, no, nasa din sila yung pika-pika. I haven't seen it here in their menu. And another one said na, this place is such a vibe. I remember my tito, grabe iyang collection sa vinyls. Ako kay ganahan kayo ko mutambay sa sala nila. Kay naaman dito. So maybe, na-feel niya ang worship sala sa iya tito.
That's a good review.
And niya pa isa, niya na siya nga took the band SUD to this known vinyl shop or bar in Cebu. A big thanks for accommodating us. Ay, so pwede sa day ka mag-suggest og band na mo play there. So guys, if you have friends or local singers that you know,
it's their time to shine.
Yeah, it's their time to shine. They can play in a local bar or a local shop there, and it's called Pavement. What do you call it? It's Pavement
Records Cebu.
All right, guys. So I think that sums up for this little shop. If you want to get there, I feel like it's really close to SM City because it's located in Mabolo lang. So very accessible to anyone.
Accessible ra kaayo. And
and also, if you want to karaoke after, there's a lot of karaoke near sa SM, no? Sa Mabolo. Yeah, there's a lot of karaoke near in Mabolo. So, or you want to karaoke and then go to Pavement Records Cebu, then you can also do that. But before we end it all,
and before we have our short break, let me give you this quote from Bob Marley. One good thing about music is when it hits you, you feel no pain.
Exactly. I love that. Let's end it here, and we'll be back after this short break.
Once upon a confession.
Wala man jud kay marantan sa akong feelings. Oy, I don't know sad. Asa mga yung advice? Oble, help me.
Psst, Iska. Got something to share? Need personal advice? Don't worry. We got your back. Kay diri sa Dear Oble, you are heard. Pwede ka makasubmit og entry and be one of our chosen anonymous senders. Catch Addie and Daisy, and Ruth and Shiara as we chika mapa-social, love, akads, or life in general while Oble listens.
Oble? Mao ba? Is this really true?
Oh yeah. Dear Oble, your avenue to be heard, one confession at a time.
UP men's basketball team clinches first to win in Sasafi 2023.
Annie welcomes new members.
Kate Ginoko stands as sole nominee for
Journalism.
unidentified man retrieved near Second Mandawi Mactan Bridge.
Egyptian blue found in Athenian sculptures at the
Annie
First
welcomes new members.
You're listening to
First
Saya
Journalism.
UP Sugbo here at DYUP Sugbo.
exploring the heart of UP Cebu beyond its commitment to bring relevant and timely news.
Covering significant events, addressing the interests of the UP Cebu community.
Extending beyond campus, engaging wider communities.
This is
Sayayo UP Cebu,
the beat of campus, the pulse of news.
broadcasting live from Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Sayayo UP Cebu.
You're once again tuning into Nakakalocal, Discovery Unseen, Treasure the Affordable. Welcome back, listeners, and now we're going to introduce you again with one of the hidden gems here at Cebu, which is 8YA Smoking Balls. On sunny and hot days, when the sun is blazing and temperatures are soaring, there's nothing quite as refreshing as indulging in something cold and satisfying relief in our stomachs. That's when 8YA Smoking Balls come to the rescue. With only 150 pesos, you get to have a cup full of colorful smoking balls with different flavors. Guys, you must try it. Taste the experience of smoke oozing in your mouth as you come to bite piece by piece of smoking balls. Can you imagine that? Eating something that has smoke on your mouth?
Yeah, exactly. So, grabe, no?
So this newly opened store that's only one ride from UPC. What are you guys waiting for?
Oh my God,
One
it's
ride,
one
right? And their opening hours, of course, they open daily with the following time: Monday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Friday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Oh, so during the weekends, guys, they open until the evening, no?
Yeah.
Until 1 a.m. Grabe. So, siguro, no? Doon si asan na siya dapit, no? How do we get there? So, this 8YA Smoking Balls is located at the barracks of Carbon Market. So, Carbon Market Cebu, across University of San Recoleto's main campus. So, if you want to go there, and again, it's just one ride from UPC, ride any jeepney that would take you to Carbon Market or USJR Park, such as 17B, 17C, or 17D. So, 17B, C, or D, guys. So, but
like car?
Yeah, if you have a private vehicle or you have a car, you can navigate with Waze or Google Maps and set your destination to Carbon Market Cebu and walk your way to the barracks. It is located across USJR.
Doon na kayo, one ride. So, pahigihuat ninyo if you wanna feel something smoky sa inyong house.
Have you been to barracks, DJ Precious?
I'm not sure sa barracks, but
sa Carbon
ako
Market.
sa Carbon.
Oh, okay. I think ang barracks, I think barracks was the one na you enter and then there's a lot of tables and a lot of chairs.
Yes.
You've been there.
But yeah, I actually tried their ano bito?
Tuslubuwa. Oh, no? It's like their signature there. Tuslubuwa. Or maybe lechon. They also have very good lechon and lechon manok.
I'm not referring to foods, but there's something na kanang basketball at sa inyo.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Not food there. You haven't tried their foods there.
Nakatry ko silang foods, pero wala ko kay Bones ito akong gikaon. Kaya ito ano sa shell.
I haven't tried that.
Ang buta si tawag ko sa to.
I did notice their basketball.
Nasa na yung
I haven't tried that.
Mas may tawag sa mga mall, ganun may mga play games, something sa likod.
Murag arcade?
Oh, murag arcade!
I'm not so sure.
Nasa like murag arcade dito, like na basketball, na ikanong isa ka bitaw ka na daga na bote, tapos dapat ma-shoot ang katong
okay. So, natin sila yung mga arcade vibes there.
And then, if makadaw ka, of course, makadawat ka teddy bear or something na
Wow,
prize.
I love that. But guys, if you want to pair your little arcade game with, you know, a meal, not a meal, but like a little munchie on the side, you can always buy at 8YA Smoking Balls. Actually, I've been to barracks myself and I've eaten tuslubuwa. This is super yummy. But I haven't seen the stall or the stand for 8Y8 Smoking Balls. Maybe next time, once I visit there again with my friends, I might come look for it because it's quite interesting, guys. If you look for it on Facebook or TikTok, maybe I feel like they got featured in some other accounts. It's actually quite interesting.
Actually, I think it's famous or
really?
like
I
popular na. It's just dili lang ka-aware.
Yeah, maybe. Because actually, guys, we're not from Cebu. So this is also a learning experience for us. Because as people not from Cebu, we also get to learn a lot from Nakakalocal. So hopefully you get to tune in with us to discover the unseen.
And treasure the affordable.
So going back, 8YA Smoking Balls actually offers 4 different flavors. So they have strawberry, mango, chocolate, and caramel.
Ooh, my favorite is caramel. Also, strawberry and chocolate. Actually, lahat.
Ako, I'm an avid fan of chocolate. I love the basic, basic Rocky Road. Gani. Kanang always chocolate girl. Adag yun. But also, if you look, again, what I was about to say earlier, if you look them up on Facebook or maybe TikTok, you can see the photos of their smoking balls. It's actually pretty colorful. But I
wonder about the taste, no?
Same. But if I were to describe it, no? Mura siya munchkin sa Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, bitaw.
Or mura siya colored kwek-kwek. Because they put it in a...
I love that you say colored kwek-kwek.
No, because they put it in a cup and then there's a bunch of balls in the cup. That's 150 pesos per cup. And then works like
Mas agreeable pa, lugingon ka na sa Dunkin'. Like, kesa sa colored kwek-kwek.
Pero you can't even lie, they look like kwek-kwek. Also, there's people who've tried it na, guys, and they reviewed them for us. So one said it tasted like an ampao of karkar with frosted chocolate on top. Wow!
Grabe ka, chocolate on top. Grabe ang yahang
pagka-describe. Also, I haven't tried this ampao of karkar, so I can't really compare the taste or like even imagine how it tastes like. So maybe I can try ampao of karkar and also smoking balls.
I will just agree with her, guys, because she already told everything that I wanted to say. The same feeling because we're both not from Cebu.
Yeah. So what about the other reviews, DJ Precious? What did they say?
Ano siya na, for me lang, di worth it ang 150. Wa nakaon tanan, wa ganahi akong anak. Mabungkag man tusukon kay nagpilit sa flavor. I don't know lang sa lain nga flavor. Basta maor na, dish food siya, inga na cream, something. So, wala siya na-satisfied. But maybe, syempre, lahilay matag taste buddy. Maybe sa iyaha lang anak to. Or like, sa iyaha lang anak. Or maybe sa imuha, malamian di ka. So, why not try it out?
But, inganag, with food, there's not really like a one straight up, always good review. Maybe sometimes there are other people who are not satisfied. And also,
it is actually good na makibawa sa ito kisa mga dili na satisfied for them to know na nanay dili ganahan ba kinahanglan i-adjust sa ilahang ingredients or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. And also, these bad reviews in a way is like a stepping stone for the company, not really the company, but for the people who are selling to improve, like what you said, improve their ingredients, improve the recipe. And I noticed ng iya main problem, no, kay when naman siya sa cup, guys, ang balls, pag tusukon ko mabungkag, so it's kind of hard to eat, no? Kay so man, yung pagkaon is mabungkag siya.
So maybe kinahanglan nila mag-think of something na dili siya mabungkag
Yeah, exactly. And then another one said it kind of tasted like chicharon, pero na syrup on top. I'd rate it 6/10.
Still not bad, pero
not bad, not good.
Not good
In
then.
the middle of it all, 6/10 is not really below 5, so But I'm kind of
nakikihapon 1.
yeah. But actually, murag weird siguro ang taste, kind of, or like not really weird but interesting. Let's put it that way. Kaya niya na siya ampaw of karkar and also chicharon.
The combination, I don't get it.
Exactly, murag layo ra siya, no?
Pero, at least curiosity, di ba? Ano ba yun? Alam mo na sa mga ganahan mo explore, guys.
So, murag maglipog na niya ato listeners kay ni Ana ko earlier, more siyang Dunkin' Donut, na murag kwek-kwek, na murag ampaw of karkar, na murag chicharon. So, guys, let's figure it out together, no? Let's go to Barracks and
go to Carbon.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to Carbon Market and go to Barracks and try it together. So that finally, we will have an answer to what this actually tastes
maybe
like.
we can do some video clips with it, like
Yeah.
our first expression while eating it.
Oh, maybe you can watch out on DYUP Sugbo on Facebook,
Facebook.
TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter because we might just post a little mini vlog of nakaka-local hosts trying out the smoking balls.
Little expression. Anyways,
Exactly.
I hope na ma-enjoy na sa natin, especially na yung smoke.
Super init siguro nino. It might be smoking yun.
Not sure. Pero it kind of gives me feel the vibes na mura kag naa sa, I'm sorry, I think like weird ko think ka na. Kana bitong nakas abroad na yung magawas na snow sa iyo.
Oh, I can super cold ang temperature sa room. And then you speak and then there's like a little...
Yeah. I remember once when I was in Baguio, ingat siya, na yung gawas. Ano mo na kag-notice, like ako, hala, lagi mo gawas.
Pero DJ
Masiri ka na, vibes, my God, pag iti mo sa smoke na ikon. I mean, sorry for being weird right now.
No, but it's actually like a fun little like backstory of like smoking ka, ano. Pero maybe it's not quite literal nga nagi mo gawas and it's that
like,
hot.
di ka just sa foods, of
Yeah,
course.
exactly.
Kasi pahibong mo na, inagaw yun na ibugawas sa inyo. Hoy, dili!
But yeah, I think this is where we conclude our Friday Finds adventure. We hope you've discovered new havens to satisfy your current cravings and keep up with the latest trends.
So whether you're looking for somewhere to eat with friends, go on dates, or just to keep up with the new spots in the city, remember these places for your next food trip and chill moments.
All these talks about desserts are making me want to grab something sweet, DJ Precious.
Agree. We should finish this episode so we can satisfy our sweet tooth. Now, that's a wrap on today's episode. So where can our listeners catch more of our exciting content, DJ Rain?
So guys, if you want to catch more of our adventures and explore every nook and cranny of Cebu by tuning into NKKLKL Crazy Local Finds every week.
So don't miss out on our next adventure, and remember to stay curious, stay local, and stay tuned to more of our segments right here on DYUP Sugbo.
Until next time, this is DJ Rain.
And I'm DJ Precious, signing off. Stay curious, stay local, and stay tuned to NKKLKL
Crazy Local Finds.
Here we go, there's no stopping now. Can you hear the beat blasted out? Tune in here for a great surprise. Ride the airwaves and come realize.
There's a lot to learn and much to see. Come be updated here in UPC.
Turn your radio on, you'll find your way. DYUP's here to save the day.
DYUP, kaubani mo, you will never be alone. Bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kaubani mo, DYUP, kaubani mo, you will never be alone. Bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kaubani mo.
The world's heavy, don't give up. Raise your voice, fight and do not stop. Yes, we hear you, you are not alone. Radio's not dead, yes, we are on.
DYUP ka uban nimo bisan asa man kamo adto.
Music ug balita nga bag-o adi kini para sa imo.
Mas ikaw ng usa, daghan ug isag asa.
DYUP kabiyaan andam kang pagsilbihan.
There's a lot to learn and much to see. Come be updated here in UPC.
Turn your radio on, you'll find your way. DYUP's here to save the day.
DYUP, kaubani mo, you will never be alone.
bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kauban mo, DYUP, kauban mo, you will never be alone. Bringing you the hottest, latest in the zone. DYUP, kauban mo, kauban mo, kauban mo, kauban mo, DYUP, kauban mo.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, helos ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong bangaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang may di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkaibang api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
This is 98.9 DYUP Sugbo, the official campus radio of the University of the Philippines, Cebu. DYUP Sugbo operates 4 hours daily and is streamed online on DYUP Sugbo, our official Facebook page, and on DYUP Sugbo UP Cebu's YouTube. Our radio booth is located in the radio room of the College of Communication, Arts and Design's undergraduate building at the University of the Philippines, Cebu, Gorordo Avenue, Lahug, Cebu City. DYUP Sugbo is operated and maintained under the management of Mila Marie Legahit, DYUP Station Manager, along with Bianca Marie Cabrera, Assistant Station Manager. DYUP Sugbo is technically managed by DYUP's Technical Committee under the supervision of Tainan Rubinos, the Technical Head. DYUP Sugbo's programs are produced and curated by the Programming Committee under the supervision of Daisy Rosos, the Programming Head. DYUP Sugbo's official Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter accounts are run by the Publicity Committee under Gillian Marie Dayan, DYUP's Publicity Head. DYUP Sugbo's records and documents are managed by Julia Marie Kilantang, DYUP's Secretary. DYUP Sugbo's Executive Committee, Technical Committee, Programming Committee, and Publicity Committee are under the supervision of Sir Maurice Chiti Villa Esther, DYUP's advisor. DYUP Sugbo 98.9 Kauban Nimo is now signing off.